Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Jacksonville, Florida for the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic, brought to you by D1Baseball.com and Peak Events. Today, it's UCF 4-2 out of the Big 12, taking on defending national champion LSU 7-0 out of the SEC. We bring you inside VyStar Ballpark. This is Olympic gold medal winner, College Baseball Hall of Famer, and a member and a Golden Spikes Award winner, Ben McDonald. I'm Lynn Rollins. Ben, the Tigers so far this tournament, 2 wins, no losses, a whole lot of base runners, and a whole lot of them have crossed the plate.
Yeah, we talked about, in game 1 of this tournament, LSU's strength so far early in the year had been its offense. Well, that offense is not disappointed at all. Knocked off Indiana 14-7 game 1, and game 2 for the Tigers put 9 on the scoreboard against Notre Dame. So 30 base hits land in 2 games, and yes, they've been very patient at the plate. 19 walks. The Tigers have hit 400 and scored 23 runs in 2 games.
UCF has won 1 and lost 1 in this tournament, and pitching has been the watchword.
Yeah, UCF came from behind and knocked off Notre Dame in extra innings in game 1. Won that one 4-2. Could only score 1 run against Notre Dame. Lost 6, or against Indiana, lost 6-1 in that one. So only 5 runs scored for this UCF offense. They need to get that offense going. But the good news for them, their pitching staff has been really good. It's been the best pitching staff here in this tournament. The ERA in 2 games just 3.50, and this pitching staff is going to have to be good today against a high-powered offense in LSU.
Well, let's take a look at some starting lineups as we get ready to play baseball. On a very chilly day. The wind is blowing up to 35 miles an hour with gusts. No doubt that's going to be a part of this environment today, which could cause some problems. Let me put it like this. If Columbus would have had this wind behind him, he would have discovered California.
Yes, and if he would have had it in his face, he might not have ever made it anywhere.
This is very true. LSU is in the third base dugout. The UCF Knights are in the other dugout. And the Tigers and LSU about to do battle with UCF. This is the final game of the tournament. And the game preceding this one went extra innings. LSU lines it up like this. Center fielder Derek Curiel leads off, followed by right fielder Jake Brown. Zach York, who's had a home run in this tournament, is at first base. Stephen Milam, who has played splendidly in the field and also has a fair share of base hits, including many clutch base hits in the tournament. He's the shortstop. Cade Arambidi is homered in this tournament. He's behind the plate. Seth Dardar has been swinging a red-hot stick. He's swinging a Sequoia right now. He's at second base. Braden Simpson, the left fielder, has contributed. He bats 7th. Mason Braun also has been really good at the plate, spraying the ball around with a lot of extra base hits. He's the DH, batting in the second cleanup spot, or number 8 in the order. And Trent Caraway also has contributed offensively for LSU. He's at third base. And then the pitcher for this UCF team will be Camden Wicker.
Yeah, Wicker's a big guy, Lynn. Big right-hander, 6'7", a slender, 190-pound junior. His first outing of the year was pretty doggone good. It was against Siena. He went 5 innings, only allowed 1 hit, no runs. Now, he did walk 4, but struck out 4 along the way. He brings a lot of experience. His freshman year, he was at Wofford. He transferred to UCF last year. Had a nice year. Last year, made 7 starts and 12 appearances. The ERA was solid for him, too. So he'll bring some experience against the Tigers. He's been a 3-year starter in his collegiate career.
We're going to show you a picture of the flags because the wind right now is at 30 miles an hour at least, blowing from left to right, and sometimes a little bit more towards center field. But it's going to be a wind which will be difficult to gauge and certainly may be a factor in today's game. There you see the flags blowing very certainly stretched out about as far as they can go without being ripped off the poles out there in right center field. And wind is certainly going to be a factor today.
This is one of those days, Lynn, if you're an infielder or an outfielder, you don't assume anything. The ball gets in the air, especially high, everybody pursue it. And what you've taught since back to fall ball and early spring is outfield communication, infield communication. You're going to really have to be vocal to catch some of these fly balls.
It's like a fumble in football. Everybody go to the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you assume nothing on a day like today because the wind is definitely going to play some tricks. As we're getting a look at Camden Wicker right there, all 6'7" of him. If you look at the numbers on the year, Lynn, numbers are good. His fastball's a 87 to 92, but it's a real 5-pitch mix. He'll use his changeup his slider, his cutter, and his curveball as well. And probably what's been his best pitch last year and again this year has been that changeup of his. Opponents only hit 143 off of that pitch last year, and it's got a swing and miss rate. How about this? At 44%. The D1 average on a changeup swing and miss is about 32% to kind of give you an idea how good his changeup can be.
So that, no doubt, will be in the Tigers' offensive scouting report, and we'll see how they handle it. Derek Curiel will lead it off for LSU. That's his normal position. Only hitting .222 in the tournament. He's 2 for 9, and he's driven in a run. He'll be followed by Jake Brown. Jake is hitting an even .400 with 4 for 10, including an RBI. And then comes Zach York at .400 on the season so far. He's driven in a run, a .400, I should say, in the tournament, 4 for 10, and he also has driven in a run with that 1 home run.
Yeah, to kind of give you an idea how potent this LSU offense is and how deep it is, it's 1 through 9. Curiel and Milam at the top of the LSU lineup yesterday were combined 0 for 7, but yet the Tigers found a way to still score 9 runs on 12 hits to give you an idea of how deep it is and what kind of pressure that this LSU offense can really put on you.
8 of the 9 LSU hitters in the starting lineup are batting .300 or better, including 1, 2, 3, 4 who are hitting .400 or better. Only Curiel at the plate is sub .300 right now. He's batting .276. And after a bit of a delay, we are set to go on a chilly day in Jacksonville. It rained overnight, the front coming through and still coming through. And tomorrow there's expected to be a freeze warning in Jacksonville. Curiel says, let me get to base quickly. And he does as he goes the other way and grounds it through on the left side.
Curiel, a little bit slow the first 2 games of this tournament, but he's a guy because of the approach Lynn at home plate. And what I mean by his approach, he doesn't try to do too much with it. If you're going to pitch him away, you know what? He'll hit bullets to the backside of the field like he did when he was a freshman All-American and an All-American as well last year.
This brings on the second hitter for the Tigers. It's Jake Brown today. Brown in the tournament is 4 for 10.
Jake Brown leads this LSU team offensively. 4 homers, 13 RBIs already on the season, just 7 games in.
York is on deck. The outfield, medium depth, perhaps a little bit deeper than normal, and pretty much straight away. There is not a piece of meringue in the sky today. It is a cloudless, very bright day in Jacksonville, but also very chilly. The 1-1 pitch.
Our first 2 days here, man, the weather was absolutely perfect. Got up to 85 both on Friday and Saturday. And as you mentioned, cooled off a little bit. It's not terrible, but it's cool. It's windy more than it is cool.
The wind chill is substantial.
We'll be in the low 30s here in Florida tomorrow night. I understand back in Baton Rouge around Louisiana, it's going to be cool tonight and even cooler tomorrow night.
I'm not disappointed to hear that. I've still got firewood to burn. I've already kept it over a year, so it's time to get rid of most of it this spring.
The way I look at it, hunting season is over.
Uh-huh.
And when hunting season ends, I'm ready for the weather to warm up. Then it becomes spring and baseball season.
Do you think you're getting a little softer?
I don't know.
Age?
I don't like the hot weather in hunting season, and I do not like the cold weather during baseball season. To me, baseball is a sport made to be played in warm weather.
The coldest I have ever been at a sporting event was at a baseball game.
I believe that.
And I can remember the time that you and Russell Springer, who later spent 18 years in the major leagues, pitched in the snow and sleet in Kentucky. And I think the game you did went into extra innings.
It did, unfortunately.
Those were the days when a starter got the ball and expected to finish more or less.
But you know, when you're 20, 21 years old, you don't get that cold.
Curiel is off with the pitch. He's going to have to hold up and now retreat as that ball is lined hard and it carried out to the left fielder to make the catch.
Curiel got a really good jump off of first base. Had to put the brakes on and get back. Ball hit firm right out to the left fielder, Rabin, who is a redshirt senior. That's one thing about Central Florida. You go around their defense in the outfield. Rabin in left field, he's a senior. Ross in center field, a senior. Williams in right field, a junior. Double play combination up the middle, senior and a freshman, and another senior. Crespo over at third, a senior at first, and another senior behind home plate. So a very veteran type team for Central Florida.
We'll go around the field. Rabin in left field, Ross in center, Williamson in right, Crespo at third. Lodis is the shortstop. Calise is the second baseman, Moran at first base, and Skinner behind the plate. Physically, Wicker looks a lot like LSU starter William Schmidt. Lean right-handers, taller than most pitchers.
William Schmidt 6'4", Wicker a little bit taller at 6'7", but both of them very wiry looking.
I think both of them would have a shot at fitting in a Cheerio.
Camden Wicker was teammates at Watford 2 years ago with LSU reliever Zach Cowan. Of course, they faced LSU in a regional that year in Chapel Hill, and that's where Jay Johnson first saw Zach Cowan. He saw him and liked the way he pitched. When Cowan hit the transfer portal, Jay Johnson jumped all over him. And boy, Zach Cowan was a big part of LSU's success last year in their way and their journey to their 8th national title in program history.
York has had 4 runs driven in this series. He's 5 for 9 with 3 runs scored and a home run. And over the course of the season, you will hear the crowd rise in anticipation whenever there's just a little different buzz when he comes to the plate.
Big Papa, they call him. He hits for a high average. We know he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. There's real pop. But what impresses Jay Johnson about him and what Jay Johnson loves about Zach York, you look at the walks on the season, man. He has piled up the walks, not afraid to get on base. He's what you call patiently aggressive at home plate.
That's a strike on the inside part of the plate.
Zach York has 8 base on balls. That's second best on the team. Seth Dardar, 10 base on balls already for the Tigers. So
Dardar has had a sensational debut in his one and only year at LSU. The 3-2 pitch. Curiel was thinking about moving and draws the throw. 1 out, 1 on. Curiel singled the other way to get things started. And then Jake Brown lined out to left field. It's York at the plate with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. We will watch Curiel. He's got a moderate lead. He stretches it a little bit. There he goes. The pitch swung on and popped up. Curiel is going to have to reverse course. The shortstop is shading his eyes. He's backing up, battling the wind, and makes the play. So Lodis making the play at shortstop on the pop-up to the shallow part of the outfield grass. And now it's Stephen Milam batting cleanup for the first time. Jay Johnson normally will tinker a little bit with each lineup. Not too often, Ben, will the same 9 be in the same order and the same defensive position.
No, it just depends on whether they're facing a righty or a lefty. And Jay Johnson was able to do that last year. The bench is really strong. It's deep for the Tigers, and he can grab the platoon advantage with some different guys. So you'll see versus right-handers versus left-handers, and you'll have guys come off the bench as soon as relievers begin to come in. It's one of the strengths of this LSU team.
Milam is 3 for 8 this weekend. He scored 3 times, and he's had a double, and he's driven in a couple of runs. And his play with the glove has been terrific on several occasions.
Central Florida, of course, 4-2 on the season. They got off to a good start against Siena. They swept Siena. How about this, Lynn? They scored 44 runs in 3 games against Siena. Only allowed 1 run. Lost a heartbreaker to Miami. They were beating the Canes 5-0 going into the bottom of the 8th inning, and Miami came all the way back and tied it and forced extra innings and would eventually win 8-7 over Central Florida. Of course, Central Florida knocks off Notre Dame on Friday night and then loses last night to Indiana 6-1.
It was quite the comeback for UCF against Notre Dame. There goes Curiel again. The pitch is a strike. The peg down is not in time. Curiel able to get to the back corner of second base and avoid the tag.
Well, that's just a plus baseball play right there. Curiel running as hard as he can toward second base, but he sees the shortstop kind of move up towards the pitcher's mound. And when the shortstop moved up toward the pitcher's mound, a little swim move to the back side of the bag. Derek Curiel picks up his 2nd stolen base of the year.
So he's in scoring position for Milam. A count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. A check swing, and Curiel committed, and that will end the inning. Or excuse me, Stephen Milam committed. He leaves Curiel at second base. The Tigers get a runner in scoring position momentarily before the strikeout. No score as we go to the bottom of the inning. Like Lou, Jack's College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow @peakevents.com on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. Not only this tournament in progress, but one in Round Rock this weekend and another one in Las Vegas and Frisco, Texas next weekend. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Knights. Diamez Ross plays center field. Javier Crespo at third base. Andrew Williamson is the right fielder. Landon Moran is at first base. Zach Skinner works behind the plate. Stephen Chuck at the DH. Jordan Lodice is the shortstop. Noah Rabin plays left field. And Brandon Calise is at second base. It'll be William Schmidt making his 2nd start of the season for LSU.
Yeah, William Schmidt in his career at LSU, 8-0. Now, the ERA may be a little bit higher for his career than what he'd like for it to be, but was 7-0 as a freshman last year, 1-0 so far this year. Local product, Catholic High School, right there in Baton Rouge. Grew up going to LSU baseball and sporting events and always wanted to be a Tiger. Turned down a lot of money in the draft. Come to LSU, and looks like he is projected to be a weekend rotation piece for the Tigers. His first time out, he ended up going 4 innings, 3 hits. He gave up 3 runs, but in 4 innings, he struck out 9. And so it's a big arm. We know all about William Schmidt. I mean, you're going to see a fastball that will tick up to the upper 90s today, a wipeout breaking ball, a slider that he's developed as well, and a changeup. He's just a guy, if he dials it in and attacks over the white part of the plate, he typically will have a lot of success. It's the base on balls that can get him in trouble from time to time.
So the Tigers play defense for the first time. They got a base runner at second base in the top of the inning, but could not push Curiel any farther. Ross has not had a base hit in this series. He's 0 for 7. He'll be followed by Crespo and Williamson. Schmidt is ready to rock and fire.
first pitch out of his hand, 95 miles an hour. And you would think the pitchers are going to have the advantage right now. Look at all the shade around home plate. You talk any hitter, when the ball come out of the sunlight and they're in the shade, they have trouble seeing spin. Of course, hitters hit off of spin, believe it or not. They can tell a lot of times when conditions are normal, ball spinning straight back, end over end, it's a fastball. Ball spinning forward a little bit, it's a curveball. If it's a slider, you can kind of see a dot on it. But when they're in the shade where they are right now, it's a little bit more difficult to pick it up.
There will be no play on this one. It's deep down into the right field corner in this asymmetrical ballpark. Lots of nooks and crannies and angles and different heights of the fence. There's a yellow line from one foul pole to the next one, but it's hardly an even yellow line. I like the dimensions of this ballpark, Ben, and I like the potential for a lot of crazy bounces off the outfield.
Yeah, and again, this is our third game here to see. It seems to be a very fair ballpark. Ball doesn't carry extremely well. Now, it is in February, and we know all what happens down south. You get down south in June, July, and August when the humidity starts to pop a little bit. I'm sure the ball will carry a little bit better. But so far this week, it's been a very fair ballpark.
Let's see what Simpson can do. He had a little trouble, but is able to go down on one knee and make the catch. Ross hit it well, but he's 0 for 8 in the tournament. But a liner out to left field that Simpson tracked down.
The sun's going to play. We talked about the wind and the sun for the outfielders, too. It'll be a difficult day defensively for everyone.
Braden Simpson in left field. Derek Curiel is the center fielder. Jake Brown in right. Trent Carraway, Stephen Milam, Seth Dardar, and Zach York on the infield from third to first. And Cade Arambidi is catching. Arambidi caught the first game on Friday.
University of Central Florida did not have a great year last year. And Rich Wallace, the head coach, in his second season, they're looking to bounce back this year and be a little bit more productive. Last year they were 29 and 26 overall, Lynn. Only 9 and 21 in the Big 12. So that's finishing 13th out of 14 teams. But they're expected to be a good bit better than that this year.
But you discovered some numbers and statistics from last year which are really weird.
Yeah, it's very odd. I went back and looked in the Big 12 overall now, not just in Big 12 play, but they led the Big 12 in batting average. They led the Big 12 in ERA, and they were third in the Big 12 overall in runs per game, but yet they finished way back. But if you dug a little bit deeper into the numbers, when you got to conference play alone, it wasn't the same numbers. The ERA jumped up to nearly 6 in conference play, and of course, the runs per game weren't nearly as good as it was overall. So a little bit deceiving in some ways, but odd that a team could lead overall in both ERA and batting average and yet finish at the bottom of the league. But that's what happened to Central Florida last year.
Curiel runs a long way and calls for it and makes the catch in left center field. So a line out to left, a fly ball to center by Crespo. And Andrew Williamson, the right fielder, steps to the plate.
Central Florida began its baseball program in 1973, Lynn, and they've been to 13 NCAA tournaments. They've never won a regional tournament, never played in a super regional as of yet, but have been regulars 13 times since 1973. The last time they were in postseason play was back in 2024.
Arambidi does not have a play. Interestingly enough, UCF was actually partially funded to support the NASA space program back in the 60s. It's a relatively young college, very strong in engineering and subjects that are appropriate to space travel. Schmidt makes the play, underhands it over to York, waiting a 1-2-3 inning. And we will move forward. Nothing doing for anybody yet. We are early, headed to the second inning. UCF and LSU.
Welcome to the powerhouse of college baseball, where the lights shine brighter, the fans scream louder, and the power is always on.
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. We go to the second inning. LSU and UCF in the concluding game of this tournament, which started on Friday. It's been a round-robin affair. Each team playing 3 games, 2 games a day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Camden Wicker surrendered an opposite field hit to Curiel to open the game. But Derek was left at second base, and now it'll be Arambidi, Dardar, and Simpson for the Tigers. Arambidi chops the first one back to the mound. It is misplayed, and Arambidi beats out the throw from the third baseman. Well, Wicker did not get the bounce he expected and could not pick it up cleanly.
The ball looked like it went right through the wickets of Wicker. It did. Went to pick it up. The ball just kind of stayed down, went right through his legs. There's a third baseman, Crespo, trying to make a play, but not in time. I'm guessing that's probably going to go down as an error.
And I think your guess is correct. So E1, Arambidi came into the game batting .429 in the tournament, 3 for 7, with a home run and 2 driven in. He's at first base. And Seth Dardar has been blistering the baseball.
Yeah, it's not just base hits, it's loud base hits, like it's finding the barrel. And when he's not finding the barrel, he's uber patient at home plate and has already walked 10 times this year for the Tigers.
3 times in the tournament.
He just has an advanced feel for the strike zone.
He's 3 for 6 this weekend. 2 of those hits have been doubles. He's driven in 3 and walked 3 times.
Well, I heard Jeff Mercer, the head coach for Indiana, and I also heard the head coach, Sean Stifler, both after they played LSU in their press conferences, talked about the depth of this LSU lineup and how difficult it is to approach them, because he said they really work the counts. They're going to make you throw a lot of strikes. They're not typically going to offer it balls out of the strike zone. That's kind of what LSU's done this year. And if you know anything about Jay Johnson, the head coach for LSU, that's what he teaches. Offense is his specialty, and it's all about getting the count in your favor, and then when you get counts in your favor, doing damage when you get the right pitch.
Dardar with a count of 3-0 now. He takes a strike. Wicker gave up a base hit to Curiel to open the ball game, but he eventually was left at second base. The outfield is deep and straight away. Dardar takes a strike.
That looked like a pretty good off-speed pitch right there. Wicker not wanting to give in to Dardar. Fastball count. He just laid a nice changeup in there to get the count to 3-2 now. See how aggressive Cade Arambidi's going to be over at first base.
He draws a throw. He only had a moderate lead.
LSU's not stole a lot of bases so far this year, but they are 7 for 8. So when they have run, they've been very successful.
That rips the inside corner. An excellent pitch. And Wicker came all the way back. He was down in the count, 3 balls and no strikes, and finishes Dardar on strikes.
Yeah, a breaking ball right there. So a 3-1 off-speed count to get the ball to 3-2, the count to 3-2, and then a nice breaking ball to 3-2 count and just locks up Seth Dardar.
Here's Braden Simpson. He's 1 for 3. That base hit was a double. He's driven in a couple of runs. He uses a wide stance close to the plate from the right side. Ball 1. Mason Braun is on deck. LSU has put its leadoff hitter aboard. 1 by base hit, 1 by error. Arambidi starts to run and then retreats. And Simpson sends a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out.
Looks like to me Camden Wicker has that slow heartbeat on the bump.
That's a good thing.
It is. I mean, leadoff guy got on a single. He just calmed down, 3 up and 3 down in the first. Leadoff guy, by his own error, gets on. A big strikeout on a 3-2 count by Dardar.
Simpson watches that sail wide. If you're looking ahead to baseball back in Baton Rouge for LSU, it'll come your way Tuesday night. A 6:30 start. Nichols and the Tigers. The 2-1. That breaks in for a strike. VyStar Ballpark, a little more than 20 years old and undergoing some remodeling right now. It's turned into a really, really nice facility. Let's see if there's a play on this. There is not. That's going to be a bouncing souvenir. And somebody from Tampa is going to take home that baseball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Left fielder Braden Simpson at the plate, trying to move Arambidi along. There's a call, 3rd strike. That's 2 in a row. You mentioned Wicker and his slow heartbeat. He just keeps battling, doesn't he?
Anyway, watch this pitch here. 2-seam fastball, trying to get it inside. I mean, right to the glove, right at the bottom of the knees. Zach Skinner, the catcher, UCF might have stole that one. Boy, he yanked that one back up very, very quickly. But back-to-back strikeouts looking for the junior Camden Wicker.
Here's Mason Braun. This young man is the leading hitter for LSU in the tournament. He's 3 for 4. 2 runs driven in. And he takes a strike.
Yeah, remember, he didn't even start on Friday against Indiana, where he is from, the state of Indiana, but he came off the bench and got 3 base hits off the bench. Really good changeup. So what we've seen from Wicker so far, fastball's ticked up to 92. It's pretty much 90 to 92 right now. He'll sink it, a little 4-seamer as well. We've seen that, but the difference maker has been the all-speed pitches. Both that breaking ball and that last pitch we saw, the changeup. So he's doing a good job of mixing right now against this potent LSU offense.
The 0-2 pitch backs him away. Wicker to the plate, and that hit Braun. So Braun is nipped by a pitch, and for the 2nd straight inning, LSU has a runner in scoring position. Then the people who didn't check the overnight weather and came to the ballpark in T-shirts and shorts are regretting it right now.
Yeah, they're trying to find a spot in the sun is what they're doing. That wind is whooping.
It's colder than the lead Huskies' nose.
And that's cold. Wind has kind of changed directions a little bit. It's almost like it's pushing out more towards right field now instead of almost straightaway center field. So certainly going to favor the left-handed pull hitters. Get a ball up in the air, will carry pretty good.
Trent Carraway steps to the plate for the first time. He's got Arambidi at second base and Braun at first. One by error. Another one was hit by a pitch. Braun is not being held. They've got the shift on. And the pitch hit deep to center field. Ross is back. He's battling the sun. He's got it a few steps in front of the warning track. Carraway gave it a ride, but not deep enough. LSU leaves a pair, a couple of strikeouts in the inning as well. We are still scoreless.
ALS is a very expensive disease, and we've been fortunate to connect with different organizations, and especially the Live Like Blue Foundation. They've been wonderful.
This life is worth fighting for. Keep on pushing, even if you're not in my situation. You know, there's always an up to a down.
Folks, the words I'm about to speak are important. I hope you can help. The Live Like Lou Foundation is dedicated to supporting families affected by ALS and funding research to find treatments and a cure. Inspired by New York Yankees first baseman and Major League Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig, the foundation supports those living with ALS and funds research to find a treatment and ultimately to find a cure. To learn more or to donate, visit livelikeLou.org. That's livelikeLou.org. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team. Jack DeLongshaw, where are you?
Thanks, Lynn. You guys kept talking about the wind, so I thought I'd come check out Mother Nature from the best view here at Vistal Ballpark. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little scared of heights. I am standing on top of the roof here in right center field. I actually think I found Zach York's home run ball from BP yesterday. It's absolutely gorgeous, but gentlemen, 30-mile-per-hour gust winds. I feel like a meteorologist today, but it has played an impact in today's ballgame. Just earlier today, we saw two wind-aided home runs on exit velos less than 95 miles per hour. That might be in part why Jay Johnson turned to 6 left-handed hitters in that offense. It'll be interesting to see if it changes the approaches in the box. Back to you guys.
Jack, you're a crazy man. That's all I can say.
Jack, put your safety belt on up there, will you? You need a safety belt up there. And I'll tell you what, it'd be a great day for you to have a kite in your hand, too. It's a wonderful day to fly a kite out there.
And Ben has can speak personally with heights and safety belts. Yes. Here's Landon Moran. William Schmidt working to him. Moran and Skinner and Chukka for the Knights.
Good start for William Schmidt. 3 up and 3 down in the first inning.
The 1-2 pitch. That's off the mark, 2-2. LSU will return home tonight and get ready for Nichols at 6:30 on Saturday in Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. Swing and a miss. Schmidt records his first strikeout. He's retired 4 in a row. Then the St. Johns River is just beyond this ballpark. It's about the same place that the Mississippi River is to Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. Now, that river flows, it's about 20 miles from where we are to the Atlantic Ocean. That's where that river empties into. But there's something very special about this river. It's one of only 2 in the northern hemisphere that flows from south to north. Not north to south, but south to north.
What's the other one?
The Nile.
The Nile, that's right. Interesting.
We work hard to increase the knowledge of the audience. Not that the audience needs to be informed about these things, but I found it interesting.
We like to throw something extra out there.
Let's see who can track this one down. Nobody. It drops in front of Simpson. And Zach Skinner is aboard. First base runner for the Knights.
Yeah, Skinner got him a fastball he liked right over the heart of the plate right here. Just buries it out toward left center field. A nice job by Simpson to quickly get there and hold him to a single. We mentioned it. This Central Florida team had some trouble this year scoring runs, especially in this tournament. But the good news for them is their pitching has been outstanding here. And really all year long, the pitching has been really good. Their team ERA, Lynn, through 6 games, how about 2.81? So they've been really good.
That's one of the best numbers in the nation. Let's see who can get this. Brown coming on, second baseman backing up, and he ran a long way, did Seth Dardar. Seth Dardar making the play. He stayed with it. He backpedaled quickly, turned sideways to the infield, and made the play, and that was not an easy one.
You talk about communication, and as an infielder, you go pursue the ball. And what you want to hear behind you is, I got it. If you hear I got it from behind you, the outfielder always has priority over the infielder. Dardar didn't hear Jake Brown call the ball. He stayed with it, and all the way out to right field he went to catch that ball.
So here's Jordan Lodice. Lodice is a freshman, hitting .286 on the season. He scored 9 times. He's had 6 base hits, including a home run, and 6 driven in. 1 ball, 1 strike from William Schmidt, working from the stretch for the first time after the 1-out single by Skinner. Rabin is on deck. A short lead at first base. Schmidt to the plate. Steve, right. He cauterized the outside corner.
At 95, too. And you got to keep an eye on Central Florida. One of the things they do good, Lynn, they will steal some bases. They are 16 for 16 this year in stolen bases.
That is impressive. Lodice is 0 for 6 in the tournament. Schmidt looking for the strikeout. Lodice remains alive at the plate. Moran struck out. Skinner singled. Chucka popped up to Dardar at second base, who made a long run backpedaling into right field to catch it. And this is Jordan Lodice. Now 2-2. UCF out of the Big 12. LSU from the SEC.
University of Central Florida. How about this, Lynn? Enrollment-wise, it is the largest school in the state of Florida. Over 70,000 students.
Wow.
When you look at it across the country, you talk about public institutions. It's the second largest public institution in the entire country. Only behind, can you name it?
And it's not in Florida. I was going to say FIU, but.
Oh, it's not in Florida.
Okay. Minnesota?
I'll give you a hint. It's in the SEC, but you better hurry up because William Smith just bent a nasty breaking ball in there to get the Tigers off the field.
Yeah, but that gives me a chance to think about it some more. We are scoreless. 2 strikeouts in the inning. We are 1 with 0 apiece.
Wow. You remembered the year. You deserve a Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. You stuck to your resolution a whole day. Discipline. You tied a shoe. Just 1 more to go. You traversed the driveway. You took down your holiday lights before summer. You deserve a new Frosted Berry Whataburger.
A wintry treat for every small feat. Whataburger.
Want to stay up to date with the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic all year round? It's very easy. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, now X, at JackCBC on all of our social media platforms. Ben McDonald, Lynn Rollins with you. You challenged me to name the largest public institution of higher education in America. And the hint that it's in the SEC helped me a little bit. And so I think it's Texas A&M.
That's what it is. Texas A&M, nearly 80,000 students. Second biggest university.
I know FIU, Florida International, is also a very large university.
Now, how does that compare? LSU enrollment right around 43,000.
Is it that big?
Yeah, 43,000 for LSU, but UCF right at 70,000 students.
And again, we touched on it that this is a relatively young institution. It was founded in the late 1960s, and NASA played a large part in developing certain programs, certain academic programs to serve the space program. And that was a big contributor to the origin of UCF. Here's Curiel. He had an opposite field single last time and was left at second base. The Tigers have put a runner in scoring position in the first 2 innings, but have been limited to 1 base hit. Curiel is nipped by that pitch. He's been aboard twice, like a good leadoff hitter should be.
That is 3 consecutive innings. All 3 innings so far, the leadoff guy has reached for LSU. Camden Wicker has done a nice job the first 2 innings of minimizing damage, not allowing a run.
What a precious picture right there. I don't know what that young person was eating, but he was enjoying it, or she.
I expect Curiel, Jake Brown, if he were to get on, some of the faster Tigers would maybe take a shot to steal a base off of Wicker. Just because he's 6'7", and he is long and he's got a pretty high leg kick. It takes him a moment to get the ball to home plate.
Well, Curiel will advance on that pitch, which was mishandled by Skinner at the plate. So, Ben, for the 3rd consecutive inning, LSU has a runner in scoring position. And we'll have our first conversation on the mound. LSU 7 wins, no losses. It's the first time that Jay Johnson has been 7-0 to start a season at LSU. And Ben, you pointed out, but it's something that I think bears repeating, and that is LSU over the course of 2 seasons now is undefeated in its last 15 games.
Yeah. Of course, LSU, everybody remembers they lost Game 6 of the regional in Baton Rouge to Little Rock, a very good Little Rock team. LSU, of course, go on to win Game 7, advance to Supers in Baton Rouge against West Virginia, swept West Virginia, then swept through the College World Series for their 8th national title. So going back to last year, 15 consecutive victories for the Tigers.
The 1-0 pitch to Brown. That's a strike to level the count.
And this is the situation so far this year, and especially in this tournament, the Tigers have been really good, hitting with runners in scoring position.
Brown rips it right back from whence it came. Curiel is sprinting around third. He's waved to the plate. He will make it without a throw. 1-0 Tigers. Jake Brown once again drives in a teammate.
Love that approach right there. Just took it right back from where it came. A line drive right up the middle for Jake Brown. This is RBI number 14 on the year. Just goes up top shelf and gets an off-speed pitch and just rips it right back up the middle. A good read by Derek Curiel. He would easily score from second base. The Tigers strike first in the final game of this tournament.
That's a line drive on which you could hang laundry. It was a vicious shot right back up the middle. And here is Zach York, who popped up to the shortstop last time. Brown has base stealer speed. He draws a throw.
Well, if you're Camden Wicker here, starting pitcher for UCF, find a way to minimize damage. Find a way just to give up one and get off the field. A lot easier said than done right in the heart of this LSU lineup.
Brown is 2 for 3 on the base paths.
I got the feeling Jake Brown, one of the fastest guys on this Tigers team. I have a feeling he's going to try to take an extra 90 here.
It's very difficult for the catcher to throw it around Zach York. That's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a strike. That's another advantage to York's size, because it's very difficult for a catcher to throw around a guy who takes up that much space in the batter's box.
Like Chandler Dorsey starting to get heated up in that UCF bullpen.
If that name is familiar, Chandler Dorsey was a member of the Tigers last year. He's a pitcher, of course, and did not see a lot of action in 2025, but he was on the LSU roster last season. York takes a slow breaking ball, and it's in there. And he's going to see a lot of those over the next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. He hadn't offered it either one of them. Both of them been right off the outside edge, and just on the outside edge.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. A call, third strike. York not happy.
That's just a perfect pitcher's pitch right there. A couple off-speed pitches down and away, and then he bends a breaking ball to the inside part of the plate and just locks up the big fellow. That is 4 strikeouts now for Wicker, 3 of which have been looking, Lynn.
1 in the first, 2 in the second, and York here in the third. Brown still at first base, 1 out. Stephen Milam shoots a foul to open things. Kate Arambidi would be next. Milam fanned in the first. 1-0 Tigers, an RBI single by Jake Brown, plating Curiel from second base. Mardi Gras beads and a jumbo shrimp hat. How far will Brown go? He's on his way to third. He will make it. The throw is cut off on the infield. It dribbles freely for a moment. Milam holds on to first. Runners on the corners as Milam slams one into right field.
Even Milam. Big game in game 1 for the Tigers here. Boy, he finds it right here. Watch Jake Brown take off from first base. He gets a really good read. That's a nice piece of hit right there. Watch Jake Brown, top part of your screen, and he runs right in the face of Andrew Williamson, the right fielder. But he has got that speed and easily goes first to third. So Tigers 1 run in and threatening with some more here as we work into the top of the third inning.
Here's Kate Arambidi. He reached on a dribbler that was misplayed by the pitcher Wicker for an error back in the second. LSU with runners on the corners and 1 out, 1 in. Leading 1-0 over UCF. The pitch is upstairs. And the next one. Got a little piece of Arambidi. It clipped him somewhere. And the bases are loaded. Seth Dardar has a chance to add to his RBI total with a teammate on every base and only one out. He's batting .444 coming into the game. 8 for 18, including 4 doubles and 2 home runs.
Zach Skinner, the catcher, UCF, out with a quick word. This might be just to give the reliever, Chandler Dorsey, maybe a little bit more time to get loose. Make sure he is ready to go.
It's too cold to be stalling today. Do you have your heated vest on?
I don't. I don't find it that cold. I do have a sweatshirt on, though. I'm pretty comfortable.
And now the call will be made to the bullpen. And we'll take a timeout. Chandler Dorsey, a former Tiger, will come to the mound to face his former teammates. LSU leading 1-0 and a chance to get some more with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve the sweet reward of the new Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. Brilliant.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
As the title sponsor of the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classics, we celebrate and honor Lou's legacy.
For 2,130 consecutive games, Lou Gehrig showed up for his team. Now, we ask you to show up for us.
Join us in honoring Lou's legacy and supporting the more than 30,000 individuals living with ALS across North America by making a contribution today at livelikeLou.org/forthegood.
Former Tiger Chandler Dorsey is the first out of the bullpen today. He's got to deal with Dardar.
Yeah, Chandler Dorsey making his 3rd appearance of the year for the Knights. All 3 have been out of the bullpen now. Inning in 2/3, he has worked, Lynn. He given up 3 earned runs, has not walked a batter, and struck out 3. And you talk about inheriting a very tough situation. Bases loaded and just 1 out, but it's a big arm. They're saying the fastball is going to be anywhere from 94, could see up to 99, curveball, slider, and a little bit of a cutter as well.
Let's find out what Jack DeLongchamp is up to. Jack.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Ben. As you both mentioned, this is a really cool opportunity for Chandler Dorsey. I talked with skipper Coach Wallace. He said they kind of intentionally held Dorsey for this outing. It's not a revenge outing. It's not a revenge appearance. More so a get-back, the opportunity to throw against his former teammates, his former team. Should be a core memory for Dorsey, but boy, is he in one heck of a spot, gents.
Dardar with the bases loaded comes to the plate. He's been a terrific clutch hitter this season for the Tigers through the first 7 games.
Yeah, look at the scout report. Dorsey's picked up some velo because he didn't have that kind of velocity. And you mentioned it earlier, that he didn't get a lot of playing time last year for the Tigers. Now, the Tigers had a very deep pitching staff last year.
One thing he does have, Ben, a national championship ring.
Can't take that away from him.
Two strikes on Dardar. Wicker struck him out last inning. A drive to left center field. Rabin has got it. A runner from third tags and scores standing up. That's Jake Brown. The other runners hold their ground. A sacrifice fly for Dardar. And the Tigers add to their lead. It's 2-0.
Dardar shoved it plenty deep enough. Caught the left fielder. Rabin kind of pushed him toward left center field. Rabin just couldn't get around the ball and get anything on the throw, so it was not a play at home plate. So a sac fly, RBI. Tigers are pushed across 2 here in the top of the 3rd.
Wicker is charged with that run. He's responsible for the runners who remain at 2nd and 1st, Milam and Arambidi. Here's Braden Simpson. He struck out last time. We play in the 3rd in the final game of this round robin Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic. And Ben, this tournament has been really beneficial to the teams involved, but so faultlessly run, very organized, very hospitable. And I don't know why any team would not jump at the opportunity to participate in this type of tournament sponsored by D1 Baseball and Peak Events.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's fun for the kids. I mean, it's a different environment. I tell you what's cool about it, Lynn, is you get to come to a AAA ballpark. And so if you have dreams of playing in Major League Baseball, when you step into a AAA field, it makes you just feel like, hey, man, it's not that far away. There's a chance I could get there one day, you know. And most every player on both of these teams, and really all the teams and players that have played here this week, most of those players want to play Major League Baseball. They want to have an opportunity to play professional baseball. You get to play in a AAA ballpark, you're pretty close.
Runners on the corners now. Simpson is spun away as he looked like he might want to bunt.
And that was 96. That fastball velocity-wise by Chandler Dorsey. So, yes, the velo had, because I don't remember that kind of velocity from him at LSU last year.
Milam at 3rd. Arambidi at 1st. 2-0 Tigers. Swing and a miss. He went after a high one. And the count is full.
Just got a piece of that ball, man. That's a very fast fastball at 96 at the top of the zone, and somehow Simpson just got a piece of it, fouled it straight back.
He's hitting .375 as he stands in. 2 outs, 2 on. Runner at first is off with the pitch, and we will continue as Simpson draws a base on balls. That is the first walk for UCF's pitching staff today.
A chance for the freshman Mason Braun to make a difference early in this ball game.
He's had some big hits already this year. Braun hitting .353 coming into the game. Like they call a balk?
The balk was called right there.
3-0 Tigers on an illegal move on the mound. A balk has added to the LSU lead.
And I was watching it live. The only thing I could see, maybe Chandler Dorsey, the pitcher for UCF, did not come set for a full count. He kind of hit bottom and took off really quickly. And I think the balk was called by the home plate umpire, Jason Bradley, right away.
Nobody carped and nobody asked for an explanation. UCF's bullpen returns to action. There's another right-hander throwing. That's Michael Gillen. And the pitch is a smoker, but it's upstairs. 2-0, 2 outs. Bases remain advantageous for the Tigers. A runner at 3rd, a runner at 2nd. And 3 runs in the 3rd. Now it's 3-0 with first base available. Mason Braun waiting for the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 off the mark on 4 straight deliveries to the young DH. That's back-to-back walks from Chandler Dorsey. He's yielded a sacrifice fly to left field and walked a pair. And now here's Trent Carraway, and he may not get a chance to hit. So the Tigers had a runner in scoring position in the first and one in the second without doing damage, but 3 have crossed here in the third. RBI singles, or RBI base hits, first one by Brown, and then Milam had a single. He's going to stay in the game for at least one more hitter.
This LSU offense doing really what it's done all year long, Lynn, finding their way on base. A high batting average, but also patiently aggressive at the plate. Tigers have walked, 2 times in the game, but they've been hit by a pitch 3 different times, so 5 free passes already for this LSU offense.
And 9 base runners to this point for LSU. And that brings to mind that game a couple of nights ago where LSU had, 35, 36 base runners in a game, a remarkably high number.
I think it was 18 hits and 14 walks.
And a couple of hit batters. It was a road show for LSU on the base paths. One ball, 1 strike. You get the impression this might be the final hitter for Dorsey if he fails to retire him. Carraway would like to do something about it. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He came out of his socks with that cut.
He was looking to do some damage right there. Right now, Chandler Dorsey just leaning on that fastball of his.
Well, Jay Johnson stepped out of the dugout and motioned something to the umpire, and he has made a notation.
Almost like
on
Jay
his
Johnson
notebook.
might have been charged with an offensive timeout right there.
That's the only thing I can figure. The 1-2 pitch with a Tiger on every base. That's a little bit upstairs, a courageous take. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chandler Dorsey to the plate. Swung on and popped up. It may be difficult with the wind. The center fielder is shading his eyes. He's calling for it. And Ross makes the play. LSU leaves the bases loaded, but scores 3 times in the inning.
Logistically, even within our home and financially, ALS is a very expensive disease, and we've been fortunate to connect with different organizations, and especially the Live Like Blue Foundation. They've been wonderful with this, not only the financial support, but really the emotional and spiritual support as well.
Even though I may look different and sound different, I'm still the same person. And that, in spite of that, I'm still here and I'm still fighting, and this life is worth fighting for. Keep on pushing. Even if you're not in my situation, there's always an up to a down.
Ben McDonald, Lynn Rollins with you. Ben, do you like Whataburger?
I do. I like pretty much any hamburger.
Well, you're going to like this. Don't miss out on a Whataburger for a year. A year's worth of Whataburger. Boy, I could do some damage. Signed baseballs of your favorite teams and players, and more at the Live Like Lou auction. The auction will end on March 8th, and the proceeds go to support the ALS Foundation. Rabin at the plate.
William Schmidt back on the mound, bottom of the third inning.
He's working with a 3-run cushion right now.
Nothing makes you calm the nerves and slow the heartbeat down if you're on the mound more than about 3 runs. 3 runs will do it to you. Notice you got a little bit of breathing room. Every pitch that comes out of your hand doesn't mean the game at that point.
The only base runner off Schmidt was a 1-out single by Skinner last inning. He has retired 6 of the first 7. Rabin hits it to the right side. There's a collision. Out at first base. What a remarkable play on every end of it. Seth Dardar was so extremely deep and made that play from out in right field. And then the collision.
That's a pretty big collision.
Oh, yeah.
Over at first base right there. And I love what Zach York did right here. This is hard because he knew when he stepped across the line he was going to get hit. The ball took him across the line and he knew the collision was coming. But the big fella just held his ground, kept that right foot on the bag, and reached out. The ball coming from almost right field is where the ball is coming from, and that's a big collision.
Like they're going to take another look at this and probably, I'm not sure whether they're looking on the out safe call or some sort of obstruction or interference. From there, that green bag and the white bag thing becomes a little bit neutral.
And what we have been told is the defensive player has the right to go receive the ball.
Right.
And so the ball took him across the line. So he's got his right foot on the bag. Everything's good right there. To me, this is just, there's nothing.
They have reviewed it. They have quickly determined the out will stand.
I guess UCF thought that maybe the batter runner beat it out in Rabin, but he didn't.
But that was one whale of a play by Dardar to get it all started. Ben, he was out in nearly medium deep right field, it seemed.
He played it way back, had to go to the glove side toward the line, caught it, spun around, had a nice throw over to first base.
Here's a drive out to center field. Curiel is calling for it. He'll make the play. So Calise at the bottom of the order quickly flies to center, 2 outs.
Well, William Schmidt, to me, looks much sharper today than what he was his first time out last Sunday.
Don't you like that? Somebody brought a scorecard to the
I thought you meant the jacket. I thought you were talking about the jacket.
I like the paperwork they're doing.
It's very festive.
Diamez Ross lined out to left last time. (3-0) Tigers. Schmidt in control right now.
Schmidt's thrown 37 pitches, 26 of which have been strikes. We talk about William Schmidt, we always say the stuff is there. It's nothing wrong with the stuff. It's a big time arm. Wipeout breaking ball. Matter of fact, got a slider too now and a changeup. A young man just learning how to pitch. When you talk about pure stuff, it'd be hard to find another Sunday starter in all of college baseball with better stuff than this young man.
Can he throw it where he wants to?
And I think it's baby steps for William Schmidt right now. First thing I would want him to do is throw it over the white part of the plate more. And then once he gets that dialed in, then we'll start being a little more nitpicky about, okay, can we get it to the inner third? Can you get it to the outer third whenever you want to? Can you elevate that four-seam fastball? So it always begins with fastball command. And you know, Schmidt's got a good fastball. We know that. But the bread and butter are the all-speed pitches for him. But how do you get to your all-speed pitches? You get ahead with strike one with the fastball.
He finds the strike zone on the 3-0. LSU scored 3 times in the top of the inning. We play in the bottom of the 3rd. Popped up, out of play, left side. Jacksonville's NFL team plays at a stadium that's really only a couple of parking lots away. The pitch lined right at Dardar. He reaches and makes the catch for the out. So a 1-2-3 frame. LSU 3, UCF nothing.
Greetings from Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida. Here, you'll find flip-flops and cowboy boots, sushi and soul food, surfers and skaters, beachgoers and townies. Find art galleries and city murals, funky neighborhoods, and historic districts. Spend the day on the water, in the park, at the game, or on the green. On the flip side, anything is possible, except running out of things to do. Learn more at visitjacksonville.com.
The Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best events outside of Omaha. Follow at peak.events on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. We are at the VyStar Ballpark, home of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. With Ben McDonald, I'm Len Rollins, and we appreciate you getting aboard and watching UCF and LSU and all of the action since Friday here. This is Chandler Dorsey, who returns to the mound.
You mentioned it earlier, Lynn. University of Central Florida, the Knights in the Big 12, 14-team conference. Look at what D1 baseball projects. They're projected 7 regional teams out of the Big 12. Looks like TCU, Arizona, West Virginia, Arizona State, Kansas, Oklahoma State, and Kansas State are all projected as of right now to make it to the regional tournament. UCF projected to finish 11th this year by D1 baseball out of 14 teams. TCU is supposed to be the prize of the Big 12 this year.
It'll get started in a couple of weeks with conference play. Curiel is first pitch swinging. Moran backs up at first base to make the play and then beats Curiel to the bat. Here's Jake Brown. Brown sizzled an RBI single back up the middle last time.
Jake Brown's got the batting average up to 471 stepping into the plate right here.
He checks his swing. That's there for a strike. Brown has 5 base hits. He's 5 for 12 in the tournament. He lined out to left and singled up the middle as he whizzed one right back through the pitcher. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Brown lifts it into shallow left field, and it is snared by Rabin. So Chandler Dorsey quickly retires the first 2 hitters. And it brings on Zach York, who has popped up and struck out. He was called out on strikes last time and wasn't particularly pleased about it. York is hitting .375 in this, the 8th game of his young career at LSU. The 2-0 pitch from Chandler Dorsey. It misses. Milam is on deck. There's a strike from Dorsey. And Ben, he's been in the mid-90s consistently.
No, it's definitely an uptick in velocity. Now, Kay Dorsey only had 5 appearances for the Tigers last year. They were all out of the bullpen. So we didn't get to see a lot of him last year. But when we did see him, we did not see this kind of velocity. Good for him. The question is, can he dial it in a little bit more? Because he's a big kid. You look at the size of Chandler Dorsey. The scouts got to like what they see from him. Big kid with a big arm from the right side. 6'4", 235-pounder. Right here in Lakeland, Florida.
And the 3-2 pitch. Spoiled straight back. There have been only 4 hits in this game, 3 by the Tigers. A very good off-speed pitch. That was close to 20 miles an hour less than the fastball.
Always say, spin them if you got them. And Chandler Dorsey's got him a pretty good breaking ball. Tigers up by 3.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball, covering every game from coast to coast. D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. D1Baseball.com. Thank you for signing up to watch D1 Baseball and peak events. Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic from Jacksonville, Florida. This is the 3rd year of the tournament in this location, and it's been a very receptive and hospitable place. That was a good inning for Chandler Dorsey, wasn't it?
Very good. Showed a good breaking ball, 3-2 breaking ball there. Fastball ticked up to 96. And most importantly, threw a lot of strikes.
Schmidt has allowed only 1 base hit. That's been the only base runner. It was a base hit by Zach Skinner with 1 out in the 2nd. He's got Crespo and Williamson and Moran with which to deal here in the 4th. That's a breaking pitch for a strike. Crespo is hitting .444 as he stands in. 0 for 1 today. There will be no play on this. Schmidt has worked ahead of most hitters. And Ben, he's throwing a lot more consistently than he did in his first start.
Well, he's attacking, and for the most part, he's thrown a lot of strike ones. He's put hitters onto the defense right away. You talk to Nate Yeske, the pitching coach for LSU, that's what he's been preaching to William Schmidt, is, hey, I want you to fill up the strike zone.
This is a fair ball as it crosses the foul line into the left field corner. And a double by Crespo allows the Knights to get their first base runner in scoring position.
Pretty good swing by Crespo, too. That's just a hanging breaking ball. This ball stays up there. You can see the body got out in front a little bit, but he kept his hands back and just rifled a ground ball right past the third baseman. Trent Caraway gets down in the corner. Simpson gets it in, but not before a leadoff double by Crespo. This is going to be Andrew Williamson stepping in here. First time today. Central Florida's had a runner in scoring position. William Smith's going to have to go to work.
Williamson fouls it out of play to start things here with a runner in scoring position. He's played pretty deep.
LSU now on their third peak event. Tigers won the tournament in Round Rock in 23, and of course won the Frisco Challenge in last year in 2025. Both years that they won the peak events, they went on to win what? The College World Series. So LSU with a win today can win their third peak event.
Do you think that's an omen?
Very well could be.
The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, that levels the count.
Expecting fastball and a fastball count, but instead William Schmidt takes a little bit off to get back in the count 2-2, and he'd love to pick up a strikeout here.
Nobody out, a runner at second.
Andrew Williamson has had himself a good year standing at the plate. Came in hitting .364.
No contact that time.
Looks like Uncle Charlie was on the pass list.
Yes, so.
For William Schmidt. Get ahead and he goes to that breaking ball. We talked about what's his bread and butter. That pitch right there, that breaking ball. He had it in high school. Threw it a lot in high school, and he's developed a slider too.
One of the differences in Schmidt's performance today and last weekend is the fact that he has not walked the batter.
That's right, and that's what they have been working so hard on. Last year, William Schmidt pitched 32 in the third, and he had 22 walks last year. But he struck out 41. So again, it shows the stuff. His first outing this year, 4 innings, he walked 3, but he struck out 9. So he shows you big-time stuff. He is just learning how to pitch. That's what he's doing. And the more times he gets out on that bump, the more innings he gets, the more pitches he throws, the better he's going to be.
There's another strike, 2 in a row. And both of them slow twisters.
He's got some things you just can't teach. You can't teach that kind of arm speed. You can't teach that kind of spin rate on a breaking ball.
Here we go at 1 and 2 with a runner at second base, 1 out. LSU on top, 3-0.
And see, he wants to attack his fastball in the upper quadrant of the strike zone. Why does he want to be there with it? Because he wants to show that fastball at the upper part of the strike zone, because it sets up that good bottom or top to bottom breaking ball behind it. It comes out the same window. It looks like a fastball coming, but the bottom will just fall out of it.
Let's see what he does here after the fastball.
That was an elevated fastball. Let's see what he goes to.
He bounces it in, and Aaron Beatty is not going to have a play. So a wild pitch puts Crespo at third base, and now the strikeout becomes even more important.
Well, he had the right idea. If you go to pitch sequence, so fastball up, breaking ball down, just a little bit short with that breaking ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I wouldn't be shocked right here if he goes right back to that breaking ball again, because he's got a pretty good feel for it. Now, Aaron Beatty behind home plate for the Tigers. He's got to be big with a runner just 90 feet away. He's got to block it up. And he does right there. That's a nice job by Aaron Beatty.
That's back-to-back pitches in the dirt by Schmidt. The count is full.
And Aaron Beatty knows that. He knows with William Schmidt, he's going to get a handful of balls in the dirt, because Schmidt, when he gets ahead, he wants to work that breaking ball.
Can he collect his 4th strikeout? Yes, he can. Arambidi's going to have to throw it down to first, and he does so successfully.
That's nice right there. That's grabbing a different gear if you're William Schmidt. Got ahead with 2 strikes, kept going to that breaking ball, threw a couple of them short, and finally he threw one. He stayed in the zone a long time, got the swing and miss he was looking for, so back-to-back strikeouts after a leadoff double.
And Nate Yeske will go out to talk to Schmidt and the infield with Skinner coming to the plate.
This is just a little bit of a breather.
Just a little bit of a review session on how they want to pitch to Skinner with a runner at 3rd and 2 outs. The Tigers trying to protect a shutout effort so far with 3 in the 3rd.
Now, Skinner singled his last time up. Could be a little bit of a blow for William Schmidt, but also maybe talking about how he wants to attack Zach Skinner. But these are the moments, you know, leadoff double, okay? Runner at 3rd and 1 out. You figure out, you get yourself in those bad situations, or tough situations, I should say, for a starting pitcher, and you figure out a way to work out of them. You figure out a way to navigate through them. That's when, as a young pitcher, you begin to grow. You say, okay, the next time I get myself in that situation, the heart rate's not so high. I can look back and say, I just got out of this jam. I know how to navigate this jam now. So the more time William Schmidt gets himself in these situations and he finds a way to work out of them, all of a sudden that light bulb is going to begin to flicker a little bit. And when it starts to flicker, the stuff is there for William Schmidt.
It's kind of brick by brick at the foundation, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is.
The pitch. Oh, he had Skinner moving away from that ball. Skinner's rear end went one way and he couldn't reach it. One ball, 1 strike. Zach Skinner is hitting .318. Two and 1. Two outs, LSU leading 3-0. There's a beautiful bender.
That's not even fair. 2-1 count, you look at fastball, instead he just bends that breaking ball in there. That's the one that'll hurt your feelings.
That was a curly cue breaking pitch, the 2-2. Check swing, calls a 3rd strike. Arambidi's going to have to hurry, and he makes the play at first base.
How about William Schmidt, Lynn Rollins? Leadoff double, no problem for the sophomore. How about back-to-back punch-outs? Tigers on top 3-0 in this one.
Logistically, even within our home and financially, ALS is a very expensive disease, and we've been fortunate to connect with different organizations, and especially the Live Like Blue Foundation. They've been wonderful with just not only the financial support, but really the emotional and spiritual support as well.
Even though I may look different and sound different, I'm still the same person. And that inspires that, you know, I'm still here and I'm still fighting, and this life is worth fighting for. Keep on pushing. Even if you're not in my situation, you know, there's always an up to a down.
Ben, are you hungry?
I'm always hungry.
All right, I've got a question for you.
All right.
Brought to you by Clean Eats. This is the Clean Eats trivia question. Besides meal prep, what does Clean Eats Cafe offer? Here are the potential answers. A, dine-in cafe options. B, catering. C, grab-and-go meals. D, all of the above.
You know, I don't know the answer for sure, but if I had to guess, I would probably say D.
D?
All of the above.
Well, we're going to find out next inning.
How about that dude right there?
A golden retriever.
What kind of jerseys he got on?
I don't know.
Almost looks like almost looks like a Yankee jersey. I can't say.
Well, William Schmidt got 3 strikeouts in a row after yielding an opening double to Crespo in the 4th inning, and we go to the 5th. The Tigers still blanking
Chandler Dorsey.
UCF.
Chandler Dorsey just trying to keep the Tigers right where they are and give his offense a chance. Everybody says, what's the most important thing about a comeback? The comeback is always about your pitching that's out there to be able to stack a few zeros to give your offense a chance to climb back in there.
Milam has struck out, singled, and scored. There is nobody in the bullpen for UCF.
Yeah, I didn't like that by Dorsey. He threw a ball in motion for his catcher, Skinner, that came out. Skinner saw something that came out right away.
Boy, you hope this is not some kind of snap, crackle, pop.
Well, with the way injuries are for our throwers these days, our pitchers, man, it just feels like it's all the time, unfortunately. Starts at the high school level, then the collegiate level, the big league level, but more and more of our pitchers seem to be going down for whatever reason. Well, let's hope that's not the case for Chandler Dorsey.
Well, they've got a bullpen pitcher working now. Ben, take a look.
See if we see anything, but he motioned pretty quickly. See him shaking his head right there, like he looks right in the dugout and just kind of shakes his head like something's wrong.
Now they're going to make the change and give the new pitcher plenty of time, all he wants to get ready. So Chandler Dorsey leaves on his own accord after that pitch. We'll take a timeout and be right back.
In 1939, Lou Gehrig selflessly took himself out of the Yankees starting lineup for the good of the team.
Showing the same humility, courage, and determination that inspire our values and our work each and every day.
Humility, courage, determination.
As the title sponsor of the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classics, we celebrate and honor Lou's legacy.
Together, we are uniting coaches, athletes, fans to leave ALS better than we found it.
For 2,130 consecutive games, Lou Gehrig showed up for his team. Now, we ask you to show up for us.
Join us in honoring Lou's legacy and supporting the more than 30,000 individuals living with ALS across North America by making a contribution today at livelikeLou.org/forthegood.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
Michael Gillen is the new pitcher after the discomfort suffered by Chandler Dorsey on a pitch. He basically took himself out of the game. That is a fair ball. Milam is on his way to second base. He's digging hard. He's going to make it standing up. He's going to go to third. There was some trouble collecting the ball in the right field corner. Milam slides in. He's there with a 3-base hit.
Monster Milam. Struck out his first at bat, land a single, and then watch this swing right here. Fastball, he's sitting all over first pitch fastball, just a bullet right down the first base line. The first baseman, Moran, couldn't get to it. The ball kind of kicks in the corner down there and kicks around on Andrew Williamson, the center fielder, and Milam all the way to third base. So a lead-off triple for the Tigers here at the top of the 5th inning. They're looking to play a little add-on.
So Milam immediately puts himself 90 feet away as he triples into the right field corner. And here is Cade Arambidi.
This is Gillen's 2nd appearance of the year, Lynn. Both have been in relief now. He worked 1 2/3, only gave up 1 hit, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 2 in his first outing in 2026.
Arambidi chops one over Milam's head. That's foul barely.
Michael Gillen, fastball, low 90s fastball, curveball and a slider.
Wicker started. Dorsey pitched a couple of innings in relief before he had to leave the game with at least some discomfort. And then we certainly hope it's only temporary, something that's treatable.
Yeah, you hate to see that, man. And look, it didn't take him long. He threw that one pitch and stared right at that third base dugout like something's wrong. We can only hope it has nothing to do with his arm. Maybe it's something simple.
It's a 2-2 count to Cade Arambidi. He's reached twice, once on error. He was plunked last time. The pitch is inside. Milam has grounded a triple into the right field corner. He's at third with nobody out. Dardar is on deck. 3-0 Tigers. Arambidi got a little piece of that. LSU is looking to win in its first outing here in the Live Like Lou Jack's Collegiate Baseball Classic. And the pitch, grounded foul.
Pretty good at bat going on here by Cade Arambidi. You talk about big jumps from year to year. His freshman year last year caught a decent amount behind Luis Hernandez, the senior catcher for LSU, who did a wonderful job. But Arambidi was pretty much the Saturday guy.
He was also the, if I remember correctly, the designated catcher for Ianson.
That's right. Every Saturday Ianson pitched. Ooh, my goodness.
Way, 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 way back. Pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. A decisive blow by Cade Arambidi. He follows Milam's triple with one base more. My goodness.
That was loud. I'm talking about really loud. That's what I call just leaning back on one right there. He fought off, Lynn, some really tough pitches, and watch where this ball is. He finally got one he can handle. Just center cut, a little bit elevated, and the sophomore pulls those hands in, puts a barrel on it, and a charge out toward left field. His 3rd long ball of the year, making his 9th RBI, and the Tigers have busted this one open 5-0 here in the top of the 5th.
Seth Dardar will come to the plate. The crowd still buzzing, oohing and awing over the majestic home run deep to left field.
That's into traffic too. I mean, the wind is pushing from left center field across toward right center field, so that's dead into traffic, and you talk about a no-doubter.
That's one that you don't measure in feet, you measure it in furlongs.
Furlongs or noise.
Wow.
Either way, it got out like now.
Dardar has a sacrifice fly, and he has struck out. Arambidi with his 3rd home run of the season. A very loud, long one. And the Tigers extend their lead to 5-0. 3 in the 3rd, 2 here in the 5th against UCF. There's a strike. Well, the Knights don't have to go far for their next game following the tournament. They will play at Jacksonville, and then they'll be home on the 27th, 28th, and March 1st against South Florida. And then Florida Gulf Coast University will come in on the 4th. They will stay home on the 6th, 7th, and 8th against Murray State. They'll take on number 20 Miami on March 11th. All of these are home games. And then Oklahoma State will come to UCF on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, and then they host Columbia. So they've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 game homestand coming up.
That's nice. That'll get you right.
Braden Simpson. They struck out and walked. So Dardar at first base. 3 straight base runners have reached off Michael Gillen following the departure of Dorsey with some sort of injury or discomfort. Ball 1 high. And make it ball 2. LSU garnered 3 in the 3rd, 2 more in the 5th on a Ruthian home run by Cade Arambidi. Steve Wright.
But they got some action in Central Florida's bullpen. That looks like number 6, Kevin Shonaboom, the right-handed reliever.
There have only been 6 hits in this game. LSU has 4 of them. I think the scoreboard is 1 hit behind. Don't the Tigers have 5?
Yes.
So 5 hits for LSU. And only a couple for the Knights. A single by Skinner in the 2nd and a double by Crespo in the 4th. The pitch, runner moving, swing and a ground foul. So with nobody out, LSU puts Seth Dardar in motion on a 3-2 pitch. Let's see what happens here as he returns to first base. The inning started with a triple into the right field corner by Milam, followed by a long home run by Arambidi. Then Dardar with a base on balls. He's got a moderate lead, if that. He draws the throw anyway. He stretches his lead by maybe a half step. There he goes, and the pitch is upstairs. Ball 4. It has not gone so well for Michael Gillen. A triple, a home run, a walk, and a walk.
And it doesn't get any easier. You think you get down the bottom of this LSU lineup, you said, oh, I'm down to the 8 hole, but you got Mason Braun down there, the freshman who came in hitting .353.
And then Caraway, who's hitting .375. And we will take a pitching change timeout right here. LSU has 5 and throwing a shutout. The Tigers lead by 5 as we approach the midway point. Kevin Shoneboom is the new pitcher, and he is reliever number 3, a 6'3", 225-pound senior from Arlington, Texas. Shoneboom inherits a 5-0 deficit, and also a couple of base runners on walks following the home run by Aaron Beatty.
Shoneboom making his 3rd appearance of the year. They all been out of relief. 3 to 30, he's worked. He's only allowed the 1 run. Hadn't walked the batter. And struck out 3 opponents, hitting just 167 off the right-hander, Shoneboom.
You know, Ben, one of the things that's so inspirational about this Live Like Lou tournament is the fact that we are reminded that in 1939, Lou Gehrig stepped away from the New York Yankees after 17 seasons of playing every game at first base. And then a few months later, on July 4th, issued that heart-rending and still memorable speech to a Yankee Stadium crowd in which Lou Gehrig said he was the luckiest man alive. A couple of years later, he was deceased. But the legend, much deserved, of Lou Gehrig remains. And now it's up to us to try to find a cure for ALS and help the families who are suffering with that disease.
A true gentleman of
Yes.
the game of baseball with Lou Gehrig.
Yes.
College guy, went to Columbia. Never heard anybody say a cross word about Lou Gehrig, ever.
Braun looked like he wanted a bunt. A 353 average for this youngster.
Well, these are these moments. I mean, maybe it's not a bunting situation. It kind of is if you look at it, first and second, nobody out. Jay Johnson looking for another insurance run potentially. But I love this right here. Show me you can do it. So when it matters in an SEC game, when I put you in an SEC game, I got to be able to trust you in a 1-1 or a 2-2 ball game with a runner at second base, if you know how to put a bunt down and you can move a runner. And so this could be a teaching moment right here, or just to see if Mason Braun, because we know he can hit.
Does this work for you?
Any bunt. I mean, you couldn't sit at home plate and just roll this any better. I mean, he just paints the line right there. Nice play by the third baseman. Crespo comes in and collects the out, but a really good sacrifice bunt by the freshman.
And so Dardar is at third now. Simpson at second base. The infield is pursed tight. And Trent Carraway comes to the plate. Twice he has flied to center field. And the center fielder Ross is the only player defensively who is now still working in the sun.
That's a mistake I think some college coaches make, is they get in a big situation in a ball game and you ask a young man to do something he hadn't done all year long. And that's hard to do. But if you practice and you get yourself in those situations, inter-squad games and real ball games, and say, hey, let me see if you can bump. Let me see if you can hit and run. Let me see if you can do little things. That begins to build trust between the skipper, the head coach, and, of course, the player.
One ball, one strike. A pair of Tigers in scoring position. Dardar and Simpson. Carraway hits one out to left center field. Let's see if the runner tags. He will. The throw will go to third. And Carraway does what he needs to do. He gets the RBI sacrifice fly.
And again, we're seeing the versatility in this LSU offense, right? We saw in the second batter, Cade Aaron Beatty just knocks the ball, just plump whops at it. So they play the long ball. And then you get a couple walks, you get small ball, you get a sacrifice bunt, then you get a sacrifice fly. So you're seeing the diversity in this LSU offense, the things that they can do and what makes them pretty special.
Simpson remained at second base. Here's Curiel. Steve, right? Derek is batting .290 as he stands in right now. He's 1 for 2 today. He singled in the first, was hit by a pitch, and scored in the third, and grounded out to the first baseman last time. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's been all LSU, 6 on the scoreboard, and nothing for the opponent. William Schmidt throwing a 2-hit shutout to this point. Boom is trying to find a strike right now to get his team back to the dugout. He may have to wait a while. LSU adds to its lead with a solid knock to left center field, easily plating Braden Simpson. And Derek Curiel has 2 base hits.
How many times did we see this last year from Derek Curiel? You're going to pitch him to the outside part of the plate. You know what he's going to do? He's going to find the barrel and he's going to shove it to the backside. He does it perfectly right there. Just a line drive over the shortstop. Pushes home the 7th run for the Tigers in the way of Braden Simpson.
So Curiel with an RBI single. And now Jake Brown, who has flied twice to left, 1 on a line, and also has an RBI single and scored a run. That came in the 3rd. 7-0 Tigers. 6 hits for LSU, only 2 for UCF. Wow, what a play at first base by Moran. Put a star by that one in your scorebook.
Yeah, but the Tigers push across 4 runs. It was capped off by this loud blow by the sophomore. Lean back on one kid. Cade Arambidi, his 3rd long ball of the year, his 9th RBI. Tigers up 6-0 now, or 7-0, I should say, going to the bottom of the 5th.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve a Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. You stuck to your resolution a whole day. Discipline. You tied a shoe. Just 1 more to go. You traversed the driveway. You took down your holiday lights before summer. You deserve a new Frosted Berry Whataburger.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
It's time to revisit our Clean Eats trivia question. Besides meal prep, what does Clean Eats Cafe offer? Dine-in cafe options, catering, grab-and-go meals, or all of the above? And the answer is all of the above. From team meals to family dinners, Clean Eats has you covered. Jack DeLongshaw, what do you have for us?
Lynn, Ben, I have found the biggest LSU fan on maybe planet Earth, but more importantly, maybe the most equipped, because you look the warmest of anyone here. Miss Cecile, Miss Jones, Miss Cecile, first and foremost, where did we buy this fantastic outfit?
I bought it online in 2009, wash and wear, and if everybody had one, they would all be warm, just like me.
I'll tell you this, you didn't go on a skiing trip or a beach trip. Why was it so important for you to come watch your LSU Tigers?
Because I'm an LSU Tiger fan. How? Why would I go on a skiing trip?
Do you think that I could pull off this outfit?
You want to try it on?
A little bit, yeah.
I'll let you.
Really? Now I'll tell you this, Miss Joan, she's rocking Cornhusker red. How did y'all meet?
At the College World Series.
College World Series?
In Omaha.
And LSU's kind of there a lot, huh?
They're a lot. They're a whole lot.
Now, when I met you, you said you were what to Miss Cecile?
Oh, I'm her handler. Fun.
She said it, not me. Miss Cecile, final words. What do you want Tiger Faithful to know about your crazy fandom?
I love my Tigers. Go Tigers, LSU, baby.
Back to you guys upstairs. Try bringing this type of energy. Let's go.
Jack, what I would like to see is her go snow skiing and wear that outfit while she is snow skiing.
Well, Jack's got the short sleeve shirts on a chilly day, so I'm hoping that he does borrow that and warm up for a while. Here's Chukka at the top of the order, or excuse me, at the hitting first here in the fifth, and he quickly lines one up the middle for a base hit. That's only the third safety. A single by Skinner in the second, a double by Crespo in the fourth, and Chucka opens the fifth with a base hit.
Crespo opened up the fourth with a leadoff double. And all William Schmidt did was punch out the side after that. And he's got to work hard again here. Leadoff single by Chucka.
Ben, I think you'll share the same opinion I do, and that is this fifth inning is very important to Schmidt. There's something psychological, if nothing else, about getting 5 innings from your starter, and this is what he's trying to do right now.
Yeah, I think this was a big outing for William Schmidt, and I want to see him finish strong. I think it's going to go a long way for his confidence. This is a solid team. University of Central Florida, really, really good team. It would be a confidence booster for him to get through 5, maybe even get through 6 innings, because he's only at 67 pitches, Lynn. How about that breaking ball? Anytime you throw a breaking ball to a right-hander and he turns his back like it's going to hit him and it goes in there for a strike, pretty good breaking ball.
Over the course of the still young career for William Schmidt, it's been the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings in which he's run into some difficulties, sometimes with control problems. We'll see what he does here in the 5th. Well, he takes care of out number 1 on a wicked breaking pitch. Watch the bend on this one.
Yeah, that's the old difference maker right there. Watch where it starts, and then watch where it ends up. That's just the old knee buckler right there. That's the equalizer. Gets himself in a bind, and he can always get out of it if he can land that breaking ball.
He has fanned 4 of the last 5 batters, and that gives him 6 strikeouts on the day. 2 in the second, 3 in the 4th, and 1 here in the 5th. Noah Rabin grounded out to Dardar last time. A spectacular play in shallow left field by the LSU second baseman.
I think what William Schmidt is eventually going to learn is he doesn't have to be max effort on every pitch. There'll be a time when he'll have to be max effort to get out of some big jams. But if he can cruise along at maybe 90, 95% max effort and collect outs and then be able to reach back and get that extra 5 or 10% when you need it.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's a fastball at 94. That time he changed speeds. That was 13 miles an hour less. And back-to-back strikeouts. Number 7 for Schmidt. So Ben, last inning he yielded the double and then he struck out 3 in a row. This inning he surrendered a single, and he's followed that with a couple of strikeouts.
Being able to turn it up a level or 2, and he's been able to do that the last 2 innings. What I love about him so far, Lynn, not one free pass has he issued.
Ball 1 to Calise. Ball 2. We'll see what Jay Johnson has in mind the rest of the game. This could be the last inning for Schmidt.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 80, so it very well could be his last.
Steve, right.
A little bit of a cooler day. LSU still got some relievers in it that have not pitched. Jack Cowan has not pitched yet. I don't think Matthew Rizzi has pitched yet this weekend.
That's wide. 3-1. 2 outs, a runner at first base. Chucka remains there after the leadoff single. Now we go to 3-2. And Chucka with 2 outs will be moving.
What do you think William Schmidt is throwing here on a 3-2 count? He loves that breaking ball in.
I think he's going back with a fastball, though. He does.
First walk of the day for Schmidt. To go along with 7 strikeouts so far.
Here's Diamez Ross. He's cracked the ball solidly twice. He lined to left, he lined to Dardar, who made a leaping catch back in the 3rd. And the runners will advance. Aaron Beatty's going to throw to second base. So for the first time, UCF has 2 runners in scoring position. The infield is back. The 1-0 pitch is high. And Ben, this is where Schmidt needs to do what you've suggested.
Well, Nate Yeske, the pitching coach for LSU, out for a quick word. Got to dial him back in again, let him get focused again, because he's facing a tough customer.
I suspect some of the message will be, this will be your final inning. End it with a shutout. Everything is fine to this point. Find a couple of strikes. Make some good pitches right here. Rely on your preparation.
Nate Yeske's so good at recognized mechanical because he sees these guys every day throw their bullpens, throw their things. As Matthew Rizzi begins to get heated up in that Tiger bullpen, and probably recognize something mechanically. He says, hey, this is what I need you to do to get the ball back over the white part of the plate. You're up 7-0.
How uncomfortable was it to pitch in cold weather?
I mean, it's not ideal, but no, the game of baseball is so much.
Does it affect the grip more than anything?
Yeah, it's a mental game. And so I used to always just tell myself, I know it's bad out here, but I'm the warmest one. I'm the warmest one out here. And hitters don't want to hit when it's cold. They do not like to hit when it's cold. And yeah, I mean, I think the biggest challenge was getting a feel for the baseball and having some moisture on your hand where you could maybe feel and be able to grip the ball like you want to.
Sweat did not come easily. But.
No, and that was what was hard. It was when it was really cold out, you couldn't sweat, so you couldn't get the moisture on the ball to really feel the ball.
The 2-1 pitch to Ross at the top of the order. Another strike. That levels the count at 2.
And I'm not sure what Nate Yeske told William Schmidt, but whatever it was, it's worked so far. 2 pitches since Yeske left the mound, 2 strikes. Now can William Schmidt, and we talked about these growing opportunities, right? Looks like the Knights going to have a little bit of an offensive timeout here. A little gamesmanship, if you will.
LSU well represented again. Not as big a crowd from LSU as there was the first 2 days, as several hundred people got an early start back home. But still, LSU dominated crowd, and one that hopes to see its Tigers go to 3-0 in the tournament and 8-0 with a 16th straight win over the course of 2 seasons. The 3-2 pitch. Hit pretty well out to right, but certainly playable. Jake Brown is there, and he's got it, and Schmidt gets out of a jam. He leaves a runner at third. He leaves a runner at second. The shutout continues. LSU leading UCF.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve the sweet reward of the new Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. Brilliant.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
Folks, some important information coming your way right now. I hope you can help. The Live Like Lou Foundation is dedicated to supporting families affected by ALS and is funding research to find treatments and a cure. Inspired by New York Yankees first baseman and Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig, the foundation supports those living with ALS and funds research to find treatments and ultimately a cure for this disease. To learn more or to donate, visit livelikeLou.com. That's livelikeLou.com. Excuse me, .org. O-R-G. livelikeLou.org. Tiger fans are everywhere here in Jacksonville. It's always an economical benefit to the local community when LSU baseball visits.
I know the hotels around here have been full. Sure.
Zach York leads it off. He has not been on base. He has struck out his last 2 times and popped up to the shortstop.
Is the scoreboard reading the distance? Yeah.
I think it's stuck somewhere.
Well, it says distance 368.3 feet on that foul ball.
Shanaboom is the third reliever. Dorsey and Gillen and Shanaboom in relief of Wicker, the starter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. York looks a little bit uncomfortable at the plate this afternoon.
They pitched him really tough today.
A lot of off speed.
Yeah, a lot of off-speed pitches, a lot of balls just on the edge.
This is popped up on the left side. The third baseman is going to take charge, and Crespo makes the catch.
But Stephen Milam has had himself a good day. Struck out his first at bat, singled in the third, and then a triple in the 5th.
He's had a good tournament. Let's bring you up to date on what he's done. He's 5 for 11, I believe.
Well, let's see. He came into the day 3 for 8 in this tournament. So 3 for 9, 4 for 10, 5 for 11. Yes, so far.
With a double and a triple and a couple of runs driven in.
And some outstanding plays made on defense as well.
Especially the first 2 games. He turned in some eye-popping defensive play.
And he's confident too, Lynn, because if you're going to wear them pink shoes up there, you got to be confident. And he's got them on, so you know he's confident. And if I could hit like him, I'd have wore pink shoes too.
You have any sunglasses?
No, I'm not looking at his shoes anymore.
Look at those.
Like that.
Fluorescent pink.
That's loud.
Milam is hitting .345 on the season as he stands in. LSU came into the game with 8 300 or better hitters and 4 400 better or better hitters. And Ben, the only non-300 hitter coming into this game was somebody you would never think, and that's Derek Curiel.
Right. Tigers came in with a batting average of .368, which is number 1 when play began today in the Southeastern Conference.
Curiel today has been on base 3 times. A single, he was hit by a pitch, and he singled in a run. So he's going to be flirting with 300 again. Milam draws a base on balls. He's been a frequent base runner 3 times today. And here's Aaron Beatty. His last swing was memorable, to say the least.
If I remember it correctly, a 3-2 count. Boy, he got an elevated fastball, just about top shelf, and quickly turned it around for his 3rd long ball of the year.
The pitch is high.
Excuse me, we're live. I'm shooting the batter. Thank you.
And Jay Johnson was asked before the season even started. One of the beat writers asked him, who has made, the guys that was on campus last year, who's made the biggest jump, in your opinion, year to year? And he didn't even hesitate. And he said Aaron Beatty. He said, look, and it's been on both sides of the ball. Well, Jay Johnson was right again. You can tell offensively by the start that Aaron Beatty's gotten off to.
379 is his average as he stands in right now. 1 for 2 today. We'll show you his home run swing right now.
This is what it looked like. Of course, this was back with run on. Milam had tripled just in front of him, and a 3-2 count right there, and a fastball elevated. Boy, you talk about quickly. Almost a line drive getting out right off the bottom of the pole of the scoreboard. And again, into traffic, wind pushing hard from that direction going across the field. That was the old wind cheater right there.
Boom to the plate. That's a good pitch. It levels the count at 2 with 1 out. LSU 7, UCF nothing. Milam at first base. He's been aboard 3 times, has Stephen Milam, the latest by walk. That's a foul ball.
Like Maverick Rizzi continues to throw in that LSU bullpen, so it looks like he's going to have the 6th inning. William Schmidt's day most probably done.
Aaron Beatty spoils another one. William Schmidt has thrown 3 shutout innings, allowing only 3 hits. And there is Kimball warming up for UCF. Aaron Beatty slivers it off. LSU will return home tonight, have an off day tomorrow, and play Nichols at 6:30 in Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. That's 6:30 Baton Rouge time on Tuesday. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit high. Milam is moving. Aaron Beatty is swinging and strikes out. The peg down, gets away. I think Milam would have been out had that tag been applied firmly. But the ball came out of the glove, and Milam will get credit for a second base, for a stolen base.
At a shortstop Lodis on the cover. Quick tag, he probably would have been out, but you can see when he tagged Milam on the back right there, the ball just simply popped out. Could have been a strike him out, throw him out. But instead, Aaron Beatty strikes out. Milam ends up in scoring position.
So the Tigers have Milam at second base for Seth Dardar, hitting .421 right now. He has struck out, produced a sacrifice fly and an RBI, and walked and scored last time. Kevin Shonnaboom on the mound for UCF. The 1-strike pitch. Belted deep to center field. Ross drifts to his left and backs up and makes the catch a couple of steps in front of the warning track. LSU leads a base runner at second, but still leads 7-0 over UCF in Jacksonville.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball, covering every game from coast to coast. D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. D1Baseball.com. Well, the tallest LSU pitcher is on the mound right now. This is Matthew Rizzi, replacing William Schmidt, who threw 5 shutout innings today and only allowed 3 base hits.
Yeah, what an outing for William Schmidt. 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 7. Lynn, what I love about his outing, a couple of things. One, leadoff double there in the 4th inning. He buckles down, strikes out the side. And then the following in the 5th inning, runs into a little traffic, leadoff single, strikes out a couple, walks a guy, so he's got a 2nd and 3rd situation, but navigates a weak fly ball to get out of growing moments. And he'll turn the ball over to Maverick Rizzi. Maverick Rizzi, the big 6'9" reliever, making his 3rd appearance of the season. His first 2 were outstanding, Lynn. He went 2 2/3 combined on no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Big-time stuff from the 6'9" right-hander. Fastball is a mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup as well.
With that big frame, Rizzi reduces that 60 feet to the plate to about 55, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's got some length. He can reach out there. And what's odd about Rizzi, you would think a guy that throws that hard would rely mostly on 4-seam fastballs and elevation, but that's not his game. He will go top shelf occasionally, but he likes that sinking fastball. When he's on his game, he's creating contact. He's creating weak ground balls in the infield, but he's a guy that can strike you out too.
Crespo at the plate, hitting .500 this year. He's 1 for 2 today. Ball 1 from Rizzi. There's a sweeper, and Crespo could not find it. That ball just kept drifting off the end of the bat. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for LSU. No runs, 3 hits, and 1 mistake defensively for UCF. Rizzi works ahead, 1-2. Jake Brown coming to the infield, grabs it for the out. In the 6th, Crespo opens the bottom of the inning with a fly ball to right. And now Andrew Williamson hitting .333 right now. 1 double on the year, 7 driven in. Rizzi at 6'9", rocks and fires, and he misses. That's inside.
Maverick Rizzi last year for the Tigers made 24 appearances. They were all out of the bullpen, Lynn. 24 2/3 is what he worked. 29 strikeouts, a good number. 19 base hit balls, not so much. But kind of like William Schmidt, big-time stuff, looking to dial it in a little bit more, looking to be a little bit more consistent this year.
And he does issue a walk, only the second one that Tiger pitchers have allowed.
And again, that is not uncommon at all. You LSU fans, of course, will remember Cade Anderson, probably the best pitcher in the country last year, led the nation in strikeouts. Go back and look at his freshman year. He pitched like 35 innings, had about 25 walks. And all he did last year was become a really elite command guy just from year to year. So a lot of growth for him.
Rizzi misses with his first pitch to Moran. Landon has struck out twice. Schmidt had 7 altogether. 2-0. And Rizzi having a little bit of difficulty finding strikes early in his outing.
We saw Devin Shearing come in yesterday, and he's kind of the same way. He'd been really good his first 2 appearances, had a little bit of trouble dialing it in, but once he got it dialed in yesterday, he got going pretty good. That's a pretty good day right there at the ballpark. Take your little nap, kick back a little bit.
And get a belly rub along.
Get a belly rub.
I mean, how good can that be?
I don't know, but if I fall asleep up here, don't start rubbing my belly.
No,
I'm just telling you right now.
I think of all the odds you could place, that would be the highest that it wouldn't happen. I mean, you wouldn't find me doing that with a Hubble telescope. That's a little flare. Rizzi uses that 6'9" frame and pulls it in.
That's a wingspan right there. He's like an albatross out there. Watch this. Ball just jams right off the hand right there. He just sticks that big old glove out there and collects it.
So Zach Skinner with 2 outs and a runner at first base will bring a 1-for-2 total to the plate. He singled in the second. That was the first base hit for UCF. They've only had 2 since. And he struck out with Schmidt getting the honors back in the 4th. Two and 0. Rizzi misses with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The outfield is pretty deep and straight away. The lights are on as we approach the gloaming here in Jacksonville. And the pitch ripped on a wicked hop to Dardar. He looked at second, but Milam was not able to get to the bag in time, but he had plenty of time to recover and throw the runner out at first base. So Rizzi with a scoreless inning, and LSU is a 7-0 leader right now. Seven nothing. The Tigers are getting closer to winning all 3 games here in the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic. And it's indeed our pleasure to bring in Wendy Faust, the executive director of the Live Like Lou Foundation. We had a conversation yesterday that I thought was quite revealing, and I was especially impressed by your observations about the potential for research to once and for all save ALS. It's a tough question for sure. Where are we in that regard?
Yeah, Len, I think we just were having this conversation offline. There are 90% of ALS cases are sporadic. We don't know what causes them. About 10% are familial or inherited. There are specific genes that have been identified that families have. We're farther along on genetic ALS. There's one treatment, in fact, right now for a specific gene. One of those, there are really 3 main genes. There's probably a dozen in total. But one of those genes, the most brutal, that has the most, the fastest progression of disease, SOD1 ALS, there is a drug out that is really making a difference in stopping progression for people with that.
So there is progress.
There is some progress, yeah. And that's like 2% of the 10% of familial cases that are being impacted and helped through that.
So we don't want to provide false hope, but certainly this is a start.
100%. And I think, you look at cancers, and a breakthrough in lung cancer could certainly help with skin cancer or breast cancer, right? There's related. I'm a cancer survivor myself. I had melanoma, and the doctor that I saw was a melanoma and breast cancer specialist. So there's crossovers in those diseases. ALS is a neurodegenerative disease, so it's in the same family of diseases as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, Huntington's. So breakthroughs in neurodegenerative diseases in general are going to help lead to breakthroughs for ALS as well.
I really appreciate that concise bit of information there, and I hope it's helpful to people watching at home. What are some of the symptoms of ALS, and is there anything you can do about it once you've been diagnosed at that point in an early stage?
Glenn, great question. I think the more proactive someone can be if they're noticing anything off in their body, they have to be. ALS is often misdiagnosed and underdiagnosed. And those precious months and years where diagnosis is not happening can mean that a family's access to clinical trials and opportunities can go away. So we are very hopeful in better diagnosis, access to healthcare, right? Rural communities may not have a neurologist that has seen ALS before.
But if I am suffering from something, what do I look for?
Sure. There are 3 ways that ALS presents itself. Limb onset, which is what Lou Gehrig had. He was noticing weakness in his arms. You see his batting average just drop significantly that year that he was diagnosed in 1939. So limb onset starts in hands, feet, arms, legs, foot drop, hand weakness, tingling, nerve, just losing feeling in the fingers, feet. Foot drop is very common, tripping, falling. Bulbar onset ALS begins in the breathing, speaking, and swallowing. And it will progress eventually to the other areas of the body as well, but someone might start slurring their words. Someone might have difficulty swallowing where they haven't previously. And then there's respiratory onset ALS, which is the most serious. One of our guests that was with us this weekend as a guest of the game, they have respiratory onset ALS, which is the most serious.
What about the connection between the foundation and this baseball tournament and peak events in D1 baseball? I think it's been a marvelous marriage.
I agree. We're really proud of it. I just had a conversation with Ryan Holloway a couple innings ago that this just really makes sense, right? This weekend it's about baseball, but it's bigger than baseball. These guys are out here playing. They're helping to raise awareness. Their teammates nominated for the Lou Gehrig Community Impact Team have helped us raise over $8,000 this weekend that's going to go back in and be invested in financial support to the families that we're serving. That's a big deal, and I think that opportunity to have a charitable cause in the tournament that you're playing, these men have now been educated, the coaches have been educated, the fans are receiving information. They love our merchandise, they're buying that, they're going to wear that, they're going to help create ALS awareness with us.
And Wendy, a final question. How can people get involved, and what sources are available to make a contribution or learn more?
Absolutely. LiveLikeLou.org is our website. LiveLikeLou.org/forthegood is our tournament page that will maintain open. Any donations are certainly are certainly welcomed. And then we are also looking for volunteers throughout the United States to serve these mighty families. So we're looking for volunteers. That information is all on our website as well under our ALS Family Program.
Thank you for your desire to eliminate this disease.
Thank you, Len, for the opportunity to tell our story.
Wendy Faust, Live Like Lou Foundation Executive Director, very passionate about the cause. Wendy, thank you. Mason Braun at the plate. LSU with a runner at first base. Tigers trying to extend a 7-0 lead. Then not much has gone wrong for LSU today. It's been enough offense, and certainly the pitching has thrown a shutout to this point. Runner on the move, a ground ball to the right side. The Tigers are going to wind up with runners at first and third. And back-to-back hits for LSU. Now Trent Caraway. He's had a sacrifice fly, producing an RBI back in the 5th, and he twice has flied to center field. The pitch is outside. LSU with 3 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th, batting in the 7th, with 8 base hits total. LSU has had 1 home run, that coming by Aaron Beatty, and that followed a triple by Milam. Caraway's average as he stands at the plate right now is .346. Three and one with Kimball trying to find the strike zone. That gets a little piece of the outside part of the plate in the upper part of the zone. The 3-2 pitch is off the mark. The bases are loaded early in the inning. Simpson and Braun have singled. Caraway walked. And the Tigers have been plenty busy on the base paths. Again. And then William Patrick will run for Caraway. So Simpson and Braun and Patrick are aboard. And we'll take a pitching change timeout right now. LSU 7, UCF nothing. The Tigers are getting closer to 3 wins in the tournament.
In 1939, Lou Gehrig selflessly took himself out of the Yankees starting lineup for the good of the team.
Showing the same humility, courage, and determination that inspire our values and our work each and every day.
Humility,
courage, determination.
As the title sponsor of the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classics, we celebrate and honor Lou's legacy.
Together, we are uniting coaches, athletes, fans, to leave ALS better than we found it.
For 2,130 consecutive games, Lou Gehrig showed up for his team. Now, we ask you to show up for us.
Join us in honoring Lou's legacy and supporting the more than 30,000 individuals living with ALS across North America by making a contribution today at livelikeLou.org/forthegood.
The bullpen has been busy today for UCF, and Kanyel Rosado is the new pitcher. From Castleberry, Florida, Rosado making his second appearance. Ben, you know, when you look back over the weekend, LSU had to come from behind on day one, trailing 5-4 in the 8th inning to Indiana. but ripped the scoreboard loose for 9 runs in that 8th inning, and 1 going away as it turned out. And then no problems with a wire-to-wire win yesterday. Right. The bases are loaded. Rosado brings it. And Curiel watches it low. Derek has singled. He's been hit by a pitch and scored. And he drove in a run with a base hit. Also bounced out to first. 2-0. A drive to center field, well struck. Ross looking back, can't get it. It bounces off the center field wall. 1 Tiger scores, a 2nd Tiger scores. The play back at third, not in time. Derek Curiel drives a ball deep to center field. And 2 of his teammates score with the bases loaded. And the Tigers have a 9-0 lead. Patrick nearly ran up the bumper of Braun, and then he was called back to third base. Curiel with a 2-run double, and here is Jake Brown.
Pinch running at second base for LSU, number 14, Daniel Harden. Harden pinch running for LSU.
There have been no single run innings for LSU. 3 in the 3rd. 4 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th. And Curiel's long knock to center field has revived a chilly LSU fan base. LSU has put in Daniel Harden to run at second. So Curiel has been lifted after the 2-run double. He finishes with 3 base hits. And Brown carries a .444 average to the plate right here. He's 1 for 3 today. Actually 1 for 4. Jake Brown is ahead in the count. This is where he wants to be, 3-1. Patrick and Harden are in scoring position. The pitch. Ripped up the middle. Under the second baseman's glove. 1 Tiger scores. Here comes another one. Brown with a 2-run single. And the hit parade continues for LSU. That's his 2nd hit, his 3rd RBI of the day. And it brings up York. He is the only Tiger who has batted today who has not reached base. He has popped up, struck out twice, and popped up again. And it's going to be John Pearson coming to the plate. So Pearson will hit for York. And LSU is using this opportunity with an 11-0 lead to bring some folks in off the bench to get an at-bat. Pearson waves and cannot find it. $11 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Tigers. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for UCF. The 0-2. Nubbed a foul off the end of the bat. Ben, get out your abacus and total for me the number of runs LSU has scored in the tournament. Abacus. Of sorts, yeah. An early Chinese calculator. Yes, I do. In the tournament. Okay. I think you are correct. Meanwhile, the runner at first is erased as he tried to take second base. And that's a mitt popper, but it backs John Pearson off the plate. .34. Pearson with a full cut, but he can't find anything. And there is out number 2. And Mr. Pink Shoes comes to the plate. Stephen Milam has struck out, singled and scored, tripled and scored, and walked. Did you have any superstitions? A piece of fish. I understand. I understand.
We'll get a piece of salmon and maybe a little side of pasta. But, yeah, the pregame meal was pretty much always the same.
You ever substitute an anchovy?
No, me and anchovies don't get along. It'd be the Caesar salad without anchovies. Maybe occasional shrimp every now and then, though.
Mm-hmm. Fish, I would have never guessed that. And maybe a little rice?
A little rice or a little side of pastas. Get some carbs in.
Any other superstition?
Day of the game. No, I mean, it's weird. Some people call them superstitions. We as pitchers call them routines. I like to get into the same type of routine every day on my 5th day when I was pitching. So I would kind of warm up the same way, go out about the same time, 30 minutes in advance. You just get used to doing the same routine. You create a comfort factor is what you do.
The catch is made by the center fielder to end the inning. Milam flies out to shallow center field. But the Tigers add to their lead. It's 11-0 over UCF.
As the title sponsor of the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classics, we celebrate and honor Lou's legacy.
For 2,130 consecutive games, Lou Gehrig showed up for his team. Now, we ask you to show up for us.
Join us in honoring Lou's legacy and supporting the more than 30,000 individuals living with ALS across North America by making a contribution today at livelikeLou.org/forthegood.
Fans, we've got some Live Like Lou auction items for you. How about Whataburger for a year? Yum. Signed baseball of your favorite teams and players, and more. Now you can look at the whole auction list at Live Like Lou Auctions. Auctions will end on March 8th. So you got a few more days to get involved. Whataburger for a year, signed baseballs of your favorite teams and players, and a whole lot more at the Live Like Lou auction. Auction will be in progress until March 8th. Rizzi returns. And Ben, the Tigers right now are in a position to get a run rule victory.
Yeah. Offense has been outstanding yet again, and the pitching staff has been equally as impressive. William Schmidt went 5 shutout innings, striking out 7. Maverick Rizzi 1 shutout inning, and he's back on the bump for the Tigers. And you're right. Tigers keep this 10 to 11 run lead after this inning right here. It will be a 10-run rule and a complete game.
So LSU is close to an 8-0 start. Nichols comes up on Tuesday night at 6:30. That's Baton Rouge time, 6:30.
Is it Nichols or is it McNeese State?
I thought it was Nichols. No, it's McNeese, yes.
That's right.
I've been saying Nichols, haven't I?
Yeah.
The whole game. Yes, it's the Cowboys of McNeese. Chucka at the plate. The 1-2 pitch from Rizzi. Downstairs. That makes the count 2-2. There is out number 1.
94-mile-an-hour fastball, a swing and a miss. Looks like Big John Pearson went over to third base, took Trent Carraway's spot over there.
Lodice at the plate. Rizzi levels the count at 1. Popped up on the infield. And there's out number 2. Dardar handles the pop up behind the bag, and the Tigers with an 11-0 lead. 2 outs, nobody on base in the bottom of the 7th. Trying to wrap this thing up. This has been a good experience, Ben, for LSU as a team. A lot of LSU fans.
Yep.
And certainly our compliments to the organizers of this tournament.
Absolutely.
It has been extremely well run.
Well run as usual. This is my 3rd time to be a part of one of these events, and it's first class all the way. And important for these teams, too, to get away from home like LSU. All their games had been at home. To get on the road, a neutral environment as they start ramping up, like all these teams are starting to ramp up for their conference schedule that is coming quickly.
Here's the pitch. One-two pitch. The 2-2 pitch. Rabin trying to extend the game. Rizzi trying to do his best to finish it for the Tigers. He spoils another one. This would be win 16 in a row for LSU over the course of the last couple of years. Rizzi to the plate. That's off the mark. And we'll go to 3-2. The payoff pitch. Off the mark. The game will continue. Braden Calise is scheduled to hit with 2 outs. "11 runs, 10 hits, no errors for LSU. No errors again. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for UCF.
If the score holds up, it'll be the first shutout of the season for LSU.
The Tigers came into this game with the highest ERA in the Southeastern Conference, although it has been falling steadily. Still above 4 before this game.
Came in with the highest team batting average, but also the highest team ERA.
The pitch. Check swing foul ball. Rizzi is trying to close it out. There's a fastball strike in the mid-90s.
That's what's known as a bowling ball sinker right there. Mid-90s heater, a lot of dip to it.
The 0-2 pitch. Rizzi to the plate. Popped up. Going to be a tough play. Right fielder Brown is calling for it. He's got it. The game is over, and LSU's Tigers win it by an 11-0 count to complete a 3-game sweep in the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic.
Tigers have been in 3 of these, Lynn. They've won all 3 of them.
And in the previous 2 times, they also went on to win a national championship.
That was in 23 and 25, and we'll hope that trend stays true for the Tigers. They win it here in 2026. Offense was the show throughout the weekend for the Tigers. We talked about it, 33, 34 runs they scored. They hit, they walked a lot, they got on base. But today, I think the Tigers, from a pitching standpoint, good to see William Schmidt go out there and do his thing, man. 5 innings of work. He got in a little bit of trouble. He navigated through it. Learning experience for him. He threw up some zeros when he got in some trouble, which was big for him. Maverick Rizzi comes in and slams the door. So Tigers go 7 innings. They do not allow a run. All in all, a really good weekend for LSU.
Well, let's check in with Jack DeLongchamp from down on the field. Jack, what do you have for us?
Well, this will be their 3rd trip to a peak event, the Live Like Lou Jack's Classic champions. Yet again, Coach Jay Johnson, man, a dominant performance all 3 phases of the game. What did you love about your team's response this weekend?
Yeah, just readiness to play. Like I said yesterday, they're into this. They're into this right now, and it shows every day they show up to the field. Practice, game, competition, and impressive performance today, all 3 phases.
William Schmidt, dominant. The young underclassman is really finding his game. What have you liked to see over his growth in his 2nd year as a Tiger?
Yeah, I had a good year last year as a freshman. I think he's really improved. I think he's improved since we've been back in the spring. Coach Yeski, Jamie Tutko doing a good job with him, and just Williams' overall maturity. I mean, he can be as good as anybody in the country and as good as he wants to be, and learning how to prepare, learning how to execute, navigate small adversity well, and it was a great performance tonight.
This tournament coined the best outside of Omaha. You guys take care of business. How will this set the tone moving forward?
Well, I love everything about it. It's a neutral site. College World Series is a neutral site. You're playing 3 different teams. It's a bracket of a regional. It's a bracket of Omaha. And 3, Power 5 opponents. So this is a great event. Really glad we did it.
Hey, Johnson, appreciate your time, good sir.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
Come on, one of the very best in the business, and this guy, a name that you need to know, the first team all-selection behind the dish. The beard to flow combo is fantastic as well, I got to tell you. Kate Aaron Beatty, you go big fly yet again, man. Did you know you got it off the bat?
No, honestly, I didn't. It was a 3-2 count. I was just waiting to, get a pitch that I could handle and I could drive. Fouled off a few pitches before that, and so, I was just in there sticking to my approach, and so, yeah, I got a hold of one. You asked me yesterday if I had a little bit more in the tank, and I think that one was 110. So that one, there's your little extra more.
Dude has absolutely worked his tail off from freshman to sophomore campaign. What is it about your game that you think has maybe reached a new level this season?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing for me is just the mental game. Having that year of experience under my belt, I learned a lot last year from just, watching Luis, him kind of mentoring me and showing me the ropes. And now this year I have that experience, and so I could just apply that to myself. And then having that with a strong mental game just sets me up for success, because the coaches are going to coach the crap out of me. Like, you're not going to find better coaches anywhere else. And so the baseball stuff will work itself out, but the mental game is where you could really grow and be the strongest.
These coaches the best in the country, but these fans, we weren't at the box, but it sounded like it. What's it like playing in front of Tiger faithful?
It is the most unreal thing I've ever experienced in my life. There are no better fans in any sport at any level than LSU Tiger fans. I've never been to a stadium that gets as loud as this. I've never been to an away field where our fans show up and are still the loudest people there. Our presence is known, and it is the greatest thing ever. And I love it, and we wouldn't be the same without the fans, and so we're very appreciative of them.
Tiger fan favorite, maybe one of my favorites across the country. Kate Aaron Beatty, congratulations, my man.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. We'll send things back upstairs to you guys, Lynn and Ben, LSU. Live like Lou Jack's Classic champions.
Jack, thank you very much. And you've been a champion enduring the chilly weather today out in the all over the ballpark. Thank you for your work. Well, we're going to stay with you, apparently, for the presentation of some of the awards. And there you see the post-game huddle and the magic moment issued by Jay Johnson. He'll pick up an event or two in each game and award the magic moment designation to the appropriate player. And Ben, that's a meaningful thing to these guys. I mean, they really get into it. Let's take a look at the all-tournament team as we understand it. For LSU on the infield, York, Milam, Dardar, certainly well-deserved. Brown for LSU in the outfield. And Aaron Beatty put down as a designated hitter. And Schmidt also, based on today's performance.
Yeah, I mean, typically the team that wins it obviously have the most guys on it right there. Riddell, the pitcher from Notre Dame, we knew he was going to be on the list. He threw a 6 perfect innings, striking out 9 along the way. Rivera, the relief pitcher at Indiana, was really, really good as well, And even Crespo, University of Central Florida, he was on the infield and all-tournament team. He had a really good team. And there's a presentation of the championship belt right there. Stephen Milam throws it over his shoulder right there. So the Tigers have been in 3 of these events. They've won all 3 of them. As we keep saying, is it an omen? Do you believe? I mean, LSU won it in 2020, won it in 23, and they won the national title. Won it last year in 25 in Frisco. Won a national title. Will it be a repeat?
Here's something else the Tigers do after every win, and there have been hundreds of them under Jay Johnson already. But they take a team picture, and it's displayed somewhere, and it designates every time LSU is victorious. Now, that may seem a bit trivial, but to these players, it's not.
Well, it's all about the brand of LSU, and it's the biggest brand in all of college sports. Jay Johnson is obviously on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, as all these players are, pretty much everybody. And by the way, you need to get you a handle on Twitter too, and Pucker Up would be your handle, I'm sure, and people would love it. But anyway, social media is so big now. with the brand and everything that's going on. So Jay Johnson likes to go ahead and do what he does. So all in all, a wonderful tournament yet again, Lynn Rollins. Glad to be a part of it.
Indeed.
As well. It was fun. The guys at D1 Baseball and everybody they do such a wonderful job. And more teaching moments going on for both these teams, not just LSU, but UCF as well. And so the college game continues to grow. It's in a wonderful place right now.
And don't forget, LSU will go home tonight and then take on McNeese on Tuesday. That's a 6:30 start Central Time. And that's the next home game for the LSU Tigers. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Tiger fans came out to watch this weekend, and they were not disappointed as LSU provides 3 victories over Indiana, over Notre Dame, and over UCF. So that'll wrap it up from beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. For Ben McDonald, I'm Lynn Rollins. We say goodnight from Jacksonville from the Live Like Lou Jack's Classic